Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to RoadCraft for what is live stream number 28 as we continue our journey through the game. Good morning, hope your week is going well. We're back today for 3.5 hours as we continue on from yesterday's stream. So, yesterday we managed to keep plodding away with the missions. We delivered lots of logs to different places. We also made roads to make our life a bit easier and a bridge to make our life a bit easier. And we got very close at the end of yesterday's stream to actually finishing off the middle part of the Deluge map. So there's 3 parts to Deluge story. First was done a while back. We've nearly finished the second, and there's not many missions for the whole map to be finished, and that will take us onto the penultimate main game map, essentially. Sojourn, I think it is. But we've still got a bit more to do on Deluge. Hopefully, we can get Deluge finished today and potentially start Sojourn today as well. It's just going to depend on how much we get done. But I think we've got a good chance, to be fair, depending obviously what the missions entail and how much we need to do for them. But generally, we've done things at a decent pace, I would have said. So it's going well. I think we made the right decision in this week, focusing just on RoadCraft as our main game, to be honest. It was a decision I wasn't too sure about making. But now we've done it, and yeah, because we've got Claws of Awaji releasing next week as well, for Assassin's Creed Shadows, I do think this was the right choice. So we'll continue on this morning. Hopefully, get Deluge finished, as I say, and then we can see what Sojourn has for us. I'm curious to what kind of map it's going to be. I don't really know because we don't look ahead at these things, so it's not something I've actually looked at to see what it's going to be about. And since there's new vehicles added as well, I'm looking forward to getting to DLCs. We've already made the decision that we're not using DLC vehicles until we start the DLCs. And that includes the kit vehicles as well. Some vehicles have a tag next to them saying kit. So again, they'll wait till DLC. There is a version of the mule on there, but again, we'll wait. I don't like using things before we're meant to have them, kind of thing. So that'll be the plan. So we've got Deluge to finish today. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we start Sojourn today. And then it'll be Sojourn and the final map before we start DLC in due course. But as I say, Assassin's Creed Shadows will take a bit of a priority next week due to the release of Claws of Awaji. There is an update coming, I think it's this afternoon, to be fair. Yeah, it is this afternoon for UK. 3 PM GMT for the UK. That kind of preps the game ready for next week in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Also adds a few extra bits into the game. As well, I think I've heard a rumor, and I've not looked at it, that they're adding Ezio's outfit to the game, which is just not my kind of thing, but that's what they're doing supposedly. Right, let's have a look where we're at. We are 84 hours in. It's mad how many hours we're into this so far, but Deluge is our focus, as I say. Then Sojourn, and then Colonel to finish us off before we start DLCs. Deluge, we have got 23 of 28 main missions complete, so 5 left. And as I say, 1 more, and I think we finished the middle bit where the arrow is. There's 1 side mission remaining. Again, we'll focus on that as soon as it comes because we know that's done. There's 6 infrastructure requests complete. Again, they don't go towards 100%, so it's not such a big deal for those. But we'll load in 5 main missions, 1 side mission. Can we finish Deluge today? That's the big aim and plan. It's all going to depend on what they entail, where our equipment is, how far we need to go. To be fair, we can get most places on the map fairly quickly now. We've done enough routes to know. The only thing that may mess us up is convoys. They do take time. And you've got to make sure their route is okay. But we've done roads that weren't mission roads. We've done a few of those to make our life in convoys a bit easier. But we'll see how we go, in all honesty. I'm looking forward to it. It's always nice getting to a new map, though, to be fair. I do enjoy a new map, mainly because you learn everything all over again. So we'll see what happens today. But that's the aim. Sojourn is our aim today. We just need to finish off this. And we've only got 1 story mission left to do at the minute before we start the final part of the map. And that is repair the power lines to ensure a stable electricity supply. We need to deliver 5 steel beams to 1 place and 2 to another. And we have got our mule. Is this the mule? I think this is the mule, to be honest. Doesn't tell me, does it? Ah, there we go. We're in the mule. We have got enough metal in the steel beams facility to make 5 steel beams. We need 7. We know there are 3 or 4 sitting somewhere else, but we're going to ignore those and just quickly make 2 more. We just need a bit more metal. There is metal laying all over the place. There's a big old pipe there. I don't think I can pull it as far as I need to. There's a load of stuff over there. But we only need enough for 2 more. I did think when we just loaded in just now and it's raining, I honestly thought for a minute, hang on, we've got Timefall happening. Because we've been playing not Ghost of Tsushima, what am I like? Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I kind of thought, oh no, we're going to get loads of Timefall, we're going to need a fixed vehicle. Completely different thing. We're not in Death Stranding anymore. Okay, let's get some of this metal loaded up. And as I say, hopefully then we can get these 7 beams made, and then all we're going to need to do after that is take them to where we need to go, which is a bit of a journey, but I think we'll manage it fairly okay. I want the pipe first, ideally. We did do a fair amount of this yesterday in terms of getting the metal we needed. We just ran out of time towards the end to get this finished, which was a little bit annoying. I thought we'd get close to getting this mission complete, and then that's the halfway point done of the map when the final bit starts. But the fact we've only got 5 main missions and this is one of them means we've only got 4 main missions to finish Deluge off after this, for the final part of the Deluge story, plus 1 side, which isn't many. Which is why I'm adamant we're going to start Sojourn today. Another drum there. There is some metal over there as well I would like to grab. I don't know if we're close enough, to be fair. We've got enough to make 5 currently and we need 7. I think the big difference as well, was to sped us up a little bit, is the fact now I've got a vehicle I can use for picking up logs that I can actually use. Whereas I've struggled for ages for a decent vehicle to pick logs up. And now we can. I think that does make a big difference, to be fair. A bit of metal sheeting. Spin this round. It's not going to sit perfectly. Okay, route's failed. I don't think there's an ongoing route. I think that's an old route that was going there. Oh, that didn't quite work, did it? I'll have a look at that in a second and see. But I'm pretty sure we've got no ongoing live routes. There we go. Yeah, we haven't. There's electricity and replaced pipes. So we can ignore that route failing because it doesn't matter. There's no ongoing route currently. We've got all the rewards and they've disappeared off the mission part. That's concrete. That's what I wanted. I think this metal from here may be enough to do the 2 we need, to be fair. Right, can we get this to fit flat? That's the only problem here. I don't want it falling off the back, which is my concern. Tip it over. Come on, fall over a little bit. Ah. Sometimes you try and do one thing and it ends up doing what you don't want it to do. Stay. Thank you. Good morning, ePlayer. How are you? Hope you're well. Thanks for the like, but it was much appreciated. I've seen you've done some new content on your channel, ePlayer. I've not managed to catch you live, to be fair, but I have had a look at some of your stuff. How are you? Just got to check. My little boy's messaged me to say he's got to school, I think. Let's just check. But how are you finding it? How are you going? I'm not doing too bad, to be fair. I'm actually doing better than yesterday, pain-wise. Other than the fact my foot is twice the size it should be. Flared up yesterday afternoon. Yeah, my foot flared up yesterday afternoon and has been twice the size since, which is obviously not very comfortable. But it's not uncommon for the injury we have to the foot for it to happen, to be fair. I don't know if that's going to stay. I did wonder if it would. Stay. Okay, let's strap it down. Right, let's get this delivered. I'm hoping we've got enough just in what we've just done. We are a little bit overloaded, admittedly. You can see on one side it's tipping a little bit. So be careful here. I don't want to tip this over, considering we're so close to doing this mission and being done. So we change camera back from crane to camera. Yeah, got new phones so you can play more. Oh, nice! I'm looking forward to seeing more. E-player. I'm glad you're great as well. That's really good. It's always nice to hear when people are doing well. Okay, drop this stuff off. Hope it's enough for 7, and then we can load it up and get cracking on what the final bits we need to do here. There we go. It is enough for 7. Fantastic. 7 beams ready to take out. Okay, that is 7 beams ready to go. So we just need to chuck these in the back. We don't really need to pack it any particular way. They're not weighing a massive amount. It doesn't matter how we load them up. As long as they're in the back and strapped down, it's all good. But yeah, it's always not, when you start a new map, it's always tricky because obviously you've then got to learn where everything is again. Whereas at the minute, we kind of know where things are. To a degree. There's still things I forget, to be fair. No, we don't. Oh, that's good then, that's fine. Thank you, much appreciated. Yeah, I'm rushing things a bit, hence like putting that underneath the vehicle rather than where it should be. Yeah, I've got to slow down a little bit. I know we want to get done with this map, but no point rushing things because that's when you make mistakes. But we'll get 7 loaded. We'll deliver the 2 first, I think, and then because the other 5 will just need to be on the back of the vehicle in the zone, and it will take them that way. It's that kind of mission where we don't actually have to unload, but we'll unload. And why is some boy messaging me again? Okay, he told me twice he's at school. I'm not sure why. It's all good. At least I know he's at school. Yeah, we'll drop the 2 because this is the kind of mission where you just need to have them in the area with the count, and it will take them automatically. So we'll drop 2 off because they'll be manually unloaded, and then the other 5 will just go and sit in the zone. It will take them for us. Some missions it will, some it won't, but this is one of the ones I think will. We may as well do the small amount first. Come on. It's not quite there, is it? So we don't have to load these up and put them perfectly because the strapping will take care of that. And they're not heavy enough to really make us tip over anything. There we go, so actually just sorted itself out by falling down a little bit. Last one, and then it's all 7 loaded. Close enough to it. It's not really the last one, is it? There we go. I do like the way you can see the weight on the vehicle move when you pick things up. There's just so many levels of realism that I really enjoy. Obviously lack of damage and fuel, although they're new modifiers you can actually start a game with now. When we already started our save, we couldn't do any of those. But they've just basically increased the realism effectively. Okay, so from here we need to head to the first of the 2 places. As I say, I want to drop off the 2 first, rather than... why is it saying up there? I don't understand why it's saying there, to be fair. Oh, it's because I'm on this one rather than this. So, we want the 2 first. So the 2 is going there on the right-hand side. And to get there, I think we need to take a bit of a journey. So we're here currently. Follow this road all the way around. Stick to the roads, we'll get there pretty quickly, to be fair. It seems like a long way. But actually, once you start on that main road, I think it won't take too long. use our, we'll probably have to go this side of the quarry. Yeah, I think we kind of roughly know where we're heading. Right, let's get going. As I say, final mission for the middle part, and that will leave 4 main missions and 1 side mission before the map is finished. We'll move on to Sojourn. But yeah, I'm curious what Sojourn is going to bring us. It'll be a whole new challenge. I don't look at the stories ahead of time, so I don't actually quite know what's going on there. Whereas here, we know after lots of extensive rain, the dam burst or cracked, and that's what's caused all the issues here. But obviously, on a new map, we have to see what the story entails. Right, we've got to not rush. I know I want to get this done today, but I don't want to rush either and cause ourselves more issues. It's so easy to rush something and then make mistakes that slow you down massively. So we're just going to focus on what we need to do. But 3.5 hours should be enough, depending obviously what they entails. Missions on this can start off looking really easy, and once you've done one part, the next part then shows up, and they can take time because of that. It just depends on how far you've got to travel and where your equipment is. And then I'm looking forward to getting to DLC just so we can use the bridge layers, as they're a new vehicle added into the game now, but the DLC, so we've got to wait till we start DLC maps. But how does a bridge layer work? How good will they be? This is the question. I'm assuming they're for temporary bridges rather than permanent, because you'd think the vehicle will be able to take the bridge back when it's done, kind of thing. But why would you make a temporary bridge with a bridge layer rather than build a proper one? I'm curious how they actually make that a good thing to do. Because I think that's going to be the big thing, is how all that works, because it's going to matter. So whether it's makes sense or doesn't. And I like things to flow and make sense, so it'll be interesting. But we're not quite there yet. Plenty to do first. Thanks for the like, brother, was much appreciated. Okay, let's follow this road. This is one of the roads we built a while back now, to be fair. Because obviously we lost the 6 weeks, and in the one stream a week we had during the holidays, we focused on Death Stranding. It feels like an age since we built some of these roads. But I think we're doing okay. And as I say, next week Assassin's Creed Shadow, Claws of the Waji, the new DLC releases. It's free to anyone who pre-ordered the game. And there is also an update today that launches to basically prepare for the DLC. I still need to find out what time the DLC releases on Tuesday. I'm assuming it's midnight as it normally is for DLCs, because if that's the case then we can stream it Tuesday morning. If it's not till the afternoon, we'll have to wait till Wednesday, which would be a bit annoying. Thanks for the like, much appreciated, whatever that was. But I'm looking forward to the DLC, to be fair. I do Shadows I really enjoyed. For those that aren't aware as well, there's actually a DLC coming to Assassin's Creed Mirage by the end of this year. At some point this year there'll be a DLC for Mirage, which no one expected. Which is going to add more missions, supposedly. So we'll be having a look at that on the channel when it goes live at some point this year. No release date as of yet. But if anyone knows the time of release for Wadi, please let me know. Just so we can figure out the plan for next week. Obviously, we will be focusing on Shadows with the DLC, but we won't be ignoring RoadCraft. We do want to completely finish the game. I haven't looked at trophies. We don't look at trophies till we finish the main game, so we don't know if we're going for platinum yet. Potentially, RoadCraft could be our 20th channel platinum, depending on what they're like. I'm sure if there's no multiplayer trophies, I don't think there will be. There's a possibility. That's what we do. We shall see. I would like to get the 20th channel platinum, mainly because 19 is a weird number. I don't want 20. There's other games we can go back and do it to, but I don't want to, stream a game just to do trophy hunting, and it'd be boring because you've got to collect 100 of something. That's the thing. That's why we don't get lots of platinums, because we try not to do boring trophies live, and I don't have much time away from stream because of all the editing I need to do and recording for all our other games, to be fair. Right, we're making good progress. We're nearly at the drop-off point. for the first 2 beams. We're bouncing around a lot in the mule, to be fair. We've been using the Voron quite a bit. Voron is a new vehicle they added, isn't DLC, but a new vehicle that is very similar to the mule. Stat-wise, it is better by 1 in stability. Which way are we heading here? I want to head left. Yeah, stability is 1 better, according to the stats. And we have noticed it a little bit when we've used it. I still think the mule is number 1 though. It's the original, isn't it? That's the thing. The all-purpose. There should be more vehicles with cranes though. It would make our life so much easier. The new vehicle as well we used yesterday was a new vehicle with a flatbed, but it doesn't have a crane, but it can carry twice the amount the mule can and the Voron. So that's quite handy to use as well for the big transformers and things, which is what we did yesterday. Obviously the downside is obviously it doesn't have a crane. Am I going the right way here? No. Well, actually, I can go this way. Yeah, we'll go this way because we've got to go up there. We was going to go in where the quarry was, but we'll go this way for the first 2 to be dropped off. And then we'll see how the story plays out. I'm curious to what the final 4 main missions will be for this. And the side mission. I don't know if we're actually fixing the dam fully before the end or not. We've got a lot of concrete slabs, mainly because there was a convoy. It gave us concrete slabs as a reward, and all the extra convoys after that was also concrete slabs. So I'm curious if we're going to use them all. It seems a bit weird to have that amount and not use them. Where are we going here? Straight. And the fact the game has given them to us makes me think we will end up using them. Don't tip, don't tip. Oh, it's close. We're off the road now, more of a track. Someone was asking me away from after we finished stream yesterday, if we were to restart the game, which we're not going to, with the new difficulty modifiers, which ones I'd have on. And to be honest, I think I'd have damage and I think I'd have fuel as a bare minimum. Because we were surprised at launch that the game didn't have those things. So I would have those on. Obviously things would take a lot longer because you need to keep refueling or send the fuel truck out to deliver fuel to your vehicles. And the damage would have on, but I guarantee would destroy vehicles. In some of the maps especially. Mule is struggling a little bit here with the conditions. It's tipping down in rain, which isn't helping, to be honest. Right, first drop-off point is just up there. We can see it. Don't tip. The mud is not brilliant here. The mule does keep persevering though. That's why we like the mule, is just because it's so durable. It may get slowed down on some of these tracks where it's really bad conditions, but it does keep moving. Yeah, the Voron has definitely shown us that the mule isn't the only one that can do a good job. Right, we're going to deliver 2 steel beams here, and then we take the other 5 to across the way. In fact, you can probably see the other drop-off point as it's just over there. Can't quite see it actually. Right, we need 2 of these off. Anchors. Rain is stopping by the looks of things, which is not a bad thing. Right, first 2. And then we'll go and deliver the other 5. Like I say, if you notice, it's already saying 2 have been delivered. That's because for this mission, we don't actually need to drop them off. We can just be in the zone, but obviously, we can't leave the 2 on board because we need to go to the other 5. Hence why we came here first to deliver 2, because it's a smaller number to unload. There we go. Shut everything up. 2 delivered. Right, we're just going to get to across the way, literally across the way. That's where we're heading next. No road to get up there. I am thinking of going straight down here. And then we kind of got to get up here. That's steep. That is steep. Ah, there is a little track coming off here. Where does that actually start? Oh, miles away. We're not going that way. Potentially, we could come up there if this is looking far too steep. We'll see in a minute, I think. But I do plan on going straight down. This may be a mistake. If we tip over, this was a mistake. Hoping we don't. Come on. Be good. That wasn't too bad, actually. That looked worse than what it was. Okay, I've still got crane camera on. Let's change that. Right, that's where we need to go up. I think I don't want to get stuck in the mud, obviously, and the water. Can we go up that edge there? Is the question. Water's not too deep. Can we squeeze between the rocks? We lost the light. Happens all the time. Doesn't matter. I haven't checked to see if we've got a dislike instead. I know some people don't like the fact it talks so much, but I prefer that to not. I think it's too steep. I'll try low gear, see if that helps. But I think it's too steep for us to get up. Okay, we come down a bit. Can we go to the left of this tree? I'm trying not, obviously be careful not to tip over here. That may be a bit less steep over this side. Just can't get the traction on the grass, can we? Can we get up there? Can't get any traction. Oh no, there we go, got some movement. I think we may have found the grip. I think we have. Okay. Just saves us going all the way round. It's not what I wanted to do. Right, where's the drop off point? Just here on the right. That is mission complete. Islands, the lines are buzzing with anticipation yet again.
Gosh, you really put the U in rescue, don't you? But you know what? We're missing one key ingredient. Concrete. We need to start producing it again. That means collecting enough resources.
I don't need concrete. I've got loads of concrete. Okay, it didn't finish the middle bit off. I thought it would, but it didn't. That's annoying. Okay, so we know there's 4 main missions left and 1 side mission to finish Deluge. Let's have a look at this. We'll track it. Store resources. We've got to store 3 steel beams and 7 logs, and then I think and then it will restore the concrete slab facility. I don't need concrete slabs. We've got loads of them. So we need to make, annoyingly, 3 more steel beams and store them somewhere in one of our industrial bases or somewhere, and then we need to store logs as well, and then it will change. The mission will then move on to plan routes to supply the concrete facility, so that'll be convoys essentially. Annoyingly, we've just been and made steel beams, and now we've got to go all the way back and do it again. But it is what it is. We can speed ourselves up by recalling the mule over here to our countryside base and go from there. It's a little bit cheating. I don't like recalling vehicles to speed up a journey, to be honest. But since we just did what we've just done, what I'm thinking is we do the treat logs first. So for the logs, we need 7 logs. Now, our log cutter and stuff is already out. I think it's there amongst all those logs, to be fair. Where is our log cutter? We have got... It's not the crayfish. We did get that out and haven't used it because it's been in the wrong place. That's the tree harvest. Those over here. So let's use that because we can bring the logs back to our industrial base over here. So we'll do the logs first, I think. Unless there's closer logs. There is logs here we could use instead. We've got the crayfish already out on the industrial base. Maybe we use that and just pick them up from here instead, as it's just around the corner from where we need to drop them off. Yeah, I think we do that. Got to use. I wanted to use the crayfish for an earlier mission for doing logs, but it was such a long journey. We put everything on the heavy loader, and we couldn't fit the stump grinder on as well as the crayfish, so we had to use the other smaller tree harvester because it's more flat-fronted. So you could obviously get it on the heavy transporter with a mulcher. So what we'll do the logs here, and then we're just going to store them here in our base, and then we just need 3 steel beams. We actually know where there are steel beams already. I just had a thought. There's 3 steel beams at the facility that we had right yesterday. So we don't need to make them. We just need to bring them over to a facility. So that's not a bad shout. I think that will speed things up as well. Right, we're looking for trees. Any trees we can harvest here? Trees? Yep, one there. Seven logs is what we need. What we'll do, try and put them all in the same place if we can. Why is that not moving? Try and lift the tree up and it wouldn't move. There you go. Yeah, we'll try and leave all the logs in one place together. Just have a thought. I want it the other way. It's going to process to the right. So I want it this side of us, really. There we go. They always process to the right, so we need to put it on our right hand side. Right, first tree done. 6 more needed. Don't know why the camera zoomed out so far, but it has. As I say, this shouldn't be too bad. The facility is right near us. I don't know where we've been using a new log forwarder, and actually I can use it. It works really well compared to others we tried and struggled to use. It does work really well. So just pushing my vehicle a little bit with the log. I have to move that vehicle out of the way, I think. So that should speed up as well, delivering these. I know people like looking out the window and seeing trees outside their work. Unfortunately, we need the logs. It's number 3 of 7. When this mission came up and I thought we'd basically done the middle part, I really honestly thought, this would be a pain. But actually, I think this won't be too bad. Especially now we know we've got beams already made elsewhere. We just need to pick them up. So we've got a vehicle nearby to pick them up with, to be fair. Although we have got, I think, a big crane near where they are, so we can always take something that hasn't got a crane on to get them. Although we'd have to unload them. Be a bit easier with something with a crane, actually, to be fair. Number 4. I will say I've done a lot of logging on this map, mainly because you can't use concrete to make bridges on this one either. So we've ended up doing a lot of logging. More than we would normally. Or more than we have done on other maps, I would say. Right, spin this round. Process number 4. Will we get all 7 in one area? I'm not sure. Three more required. I don't think we're going to get them all in one area. There's one over there. I think that's it on this side. So we probably will have to go behind us and have a look over there for other logs. Move a bit closer. It's not going green. There we go. It has now. Okay, so we're going to have 5 on this side. We just need 2 more after this. 2 more logs, cut down, and then we'll grab those with the log forwarder. And then we'll have a look at these beams afterwards. It's amazing how much logging we've actually done on this one. Right. There's got to be 2 over there, haven't there, for us, surely. I didn't expect another main mission, actually, to be fair. I thought we'd get the middle story part done before another mission appeared. But it wasn't the case. That did catch me off guard a little bit. I didn't expect this. It did the handbrake automatically and I forgot, so I just pressed it myself. Took it off instead. Can you get it? I can. We need this one and one more. So I'm going to stick this one over here. I don't know where our log forwarder is. We'll have to look at where that is to get it over here, to be fair. That's one more needed, and then we'll go and pick these up. I think this definitely was the right plan, mainly because obviously where the drop-off point is our storage, so anywhere with base we can do it to. And it just means we get to use the crayfish. We've not used it for quite a while, mainly because the logging we did near the barge was just too far away, so it's quite nice to actually get a use out of the crayfish. I think it's an amazing vehicle. Plus the name does help as well. Okay, that is the 7 logs now cut down. Right, let's see where our log forwarder is. That one there, where are you? That's not the right forwarder. No, there's no way that's the right one. Log forwarder, that's the one. Where are you to me? Oh, actually not far away. To be fair, that is not far away at all. Since we're cutting trees down here, that log forwarder is that the right one? I'm doubtful now. Why is it there, is my thinking. I think that's the one that I'm finding okay to use. It's where I doubt myself and think, no, there must be something else. I should have remembered the name of it, because there's only one log forwarder that I seem to be able to use properly. It's not the green way. I think it is that one, to be fair. It is this one. Right. Let's go and pick these logs up and get them delivered. Trying to think why we're here. There must have been a delivery here or something we've done. I can't remember what it was. It was done yesterday. Yeah, it's definitely this log forwarder that I find easier to use because it's got no turning circle. The biggest downfall of this vehicle is turning circle. Everything else about it is brilliant. Turning circle is horrendous. Right, where do we need to go here? Down here, round across the bridge, and we're there. The only thing I'm not sure of this, I think we'll have to. Do we need to manually unload them? Possibly. It'll slow us down a little bit if we have to manually unload them. But then again, we've got to set convoys up after this, which could be interesting. We haven't actually looked at where we're going to need to send them, because we send them to the concrete production facility. But I've not looked at what condition that is in and the route for that, so that'll be interesting. I'm amazed though. Why do we need? I know they obviously need the concrete plant up and running in this area. We've got loads. We could leave them all the concrete slabs because we haven't used them. If the bridges would allow us to use them, we would have used them, but bridges don't allow us to use the concrete slabs, annoyingly. Okay, let's pick the ones on the right up first. The rain is back again. I know it's called Deluge, but the rain could stop. So we'll grab the first 5 here, and then we'll grab the other 2 next to us afterwards. Try and get fairly alongside. There we go. Anchors. Crane. This is where I can't suddenly use the crane, isn't it? Just to mess us up. I don't know why the camera's zooming out so far, to be fair. Can't see what I'm doing. Come on. Still don't know what's so special about this log forwarder and why we found this one so much easier to use. I just don't know what the reason is, but I do find it so much easier. I don't like having the camera so far away, admittedly. There we go. I think the rain is... I thought it was slowing down, but it's not. Okay, that's not really the two to pick up like that, because the one's going to fall off the back, I think. Come on. It's awkward because we grabbed one at the bottom, one at the top. We're swinging around because of it. Right. Annoyingly, one we're going to have to pick up a second time. There you go. Thought we might. At least it's on top, so it won't affect the other one, I don't think. Fine. I don't know what it is today, but I'm struggling a little bit. We've been using this forwarder for all this week. As I say, I found it so much easier to use, and today I seem to be struggling with it. I think some of it is the fact I know we're close to finishing this map and I want to get it done today. I think in a little way I'm kind of rushing a little bit, but I don't need to rush. If we don't get Deluge done today, we don't get it done today. Although I would like to. But it's not the end of the world if we don't. Come on. There we go. Yeah, there's no real need to rush. Depending on the route the convoy needs to take, we may have to wait for it anyway. Well, that one didn't go. It's on there. Not in the best position, but it's on there. There we go. It's number 5, and then we've got 2 behind us to pick up, and then we take them to storage. And that's the first part of this dump. I think I really enjoy this as well because you're always using different vehicles for different jobs. You know, you can't just use the same vehicle for everything. SnowRunner sometimes gets a bit like that, where you use the same vehicle for a lot of things. And it generally is the one you favour. In this, you can't do that because the jobs are so varied. I think that's what I really like about this. Okay. Strap those down for a minute, and then we're just going to move over to the side. I don't need a fold crane, to be fair. I just need anchors in. And then I was going to reverse across, but I think the crayfish might be in the way. Move this out of the way. We can turn vehicles off now. They added that in with an update previously, but I still don't. I just don't turn a single vehicle. If we had fuel on, I'd turn every vehicle off. But because the fuel isn't on because it wasn't an option when we started, we'd have to restart the whole game from scratch if we wanted to put it on. I'm not doing. And there's no point turning them off, really. Some automatically turn off anyway, but generally you've got to do it manually. Okay. I'm not trying to pick these both up at once, but we may do it anyway. I say we don't have far to take them. I'm just not sure if we need to manually unload or not to get them in storage. Come on, go the way I want you to. Oh, we've got them both in one. Wasn't the aim, but we've done it. I didn't put anchors out, did I? Hence why I'm moving around a little bit. Again, although I'm not trying to rush, I think in some ways I am, which is not a good thing when you make mistakes. We can't. This is where the crane is. Hang on. No. Always one has to mess around there. Just need to just move this one that's just gone off the side. Right. Come on. There we go. Just where he picked it up, it's making it a little bit awkward to put in. It's always the last log you need, isn't it? That decides to cause you the problems. Come to the side. We've got it at a weird angle. Don't fall off. Probably should have just dropped it and it would have probably stayed, in all honesty. There we go. Let's see if we can strap. We can. Can we fold the crane? No. Okay, we can't fold crane, but that's not the end of the world. We're not going far. Just take a bit easy. We literally got to just go back to our storage, which is just around the corner. And that'll be our 7 logs done, and then it's just the steel beams to go and grab. To say we don't need to make them because we know where they are. There's somewhere else that we can pick up, I think. Right, where is the storage point? Oh, crane was a little bit tall there. Right, I think the storage is here on the left. Right, which one is store in and which one is take out is the question. I think it's the one on the right is storage. I don't know if I need to manually unload. That's the only thing. If I unstrap, will it take them automatically? Yes. Okay. 7 logs delivered. We just now need to do the metal beams. And as I say, we know there's some already made. We just need to go and pick them up. We'll move this out of the way. There we go. Okay, so the beams were already made are at the production facility, and they're in here. And there is 3 of them, which is what we need. We have a big crane there, no trailer, so we need to get a trailer there essentially. I don't know where our nearest trailers are, to be fair. That's Scout. Okay, what we'll do, we'll have to recall one, I think. That was the new one we got yesterday that can carry more than one thing. Let's just recall the Voron and take that one. I know it's got a crane, so it could just load itself, to be fair. Where are you? The dumpers. I can't find what I'm looking for sometimes. Voron, there we go. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's not. Oh, that's the one we want. I was going to say, we can take the other one without a crane. I don't know where it is, so we'll bring it back. LVs, good morning, how are you? Right, we just need to go and pick these ones up that are already made. And then bring them back. And that's this job complete. But I think it'll add a convoy on afterwards that we'll need to check the route for. We shall see. We haven't got to go a million miles away to go and collect these either, which is handy. That's the thing, you can sometimes find, there's lots of concrete slabs around, you can always find materials out and about the map sometimes. And I've seen concrete slabs all over the place that we could go and pick up if we need them, but with 61 in stock, I don't need concrete slabs. Doing good, glad you're alright. How was your week been? Okay, this water we know is pretty deep, so we're going to stick to the left hand side here. No, I wouldn't say I like it more than snow, and I think it's different. I think the fact that the jobs are varied enough that you can't use the same vehicle all the time, I think does make it different. So yeah, I'd say it's just different. I wouldn't say I prefer it. I love SnowRunner. I actually was recording some the other day. We're over 100 hours in, and I'm only on the second map. That's the thing. I think I'd say SnowRunner's more of a challenge. I would say people that enjoy these kind of games but struggle in SnowRunner would probably prefer this. Although now with the new modifiers you can put on, you can make it as hard as you want or as easy as you want, to be fair. Whereas we're just standard, because that's how it was when the game released. But yeah, I think people that struggle in SnowRunner would like this, as it's a lot easier to get into, I think. But no, I still really enjoy SnowRunner. But it's the varied work that you do in this, I think, that makes a difference. Plus there's a lot more story, I think, to this and the maps, to be fair. But yeah, I think they're both different in their own ways, that's the big thing. I know people tend to compare games a little bit too much, I think, in some ways. And I know they're very similar, but they are different as well. 900 hours in, wow. 12 of the 16 DLCs. That's a lot of time, isn't it? That must be the most time you put into a game, surely. Right, our first beam is actually down here. I'm not sure how easy this will be to pick up from here. I may have to go to one. Yeah, I must go to one pickup point, aren't I? If we change the attach mode to single, we can now attach to this and probably reverse out with it. There we go. Because it was underneath the doorway, that was the easiest way of getting out. I haven't changed the camera to crane camera yet. Right, one of the three needed we now have. Do you get a special poster to play the game for? I don't know, to be fair. I think before our longest game we've played, I need to change attach mode back to 2 and fold crane just to make it out a lot easier. Right, there's 2 more in here that we need to grab. See what? Both on the left hand side, in fact. So these 2 over here are the 2 we need, and then we just got to take them back to facility. Why are we not letting me pick them up? There we go. One. Crane camera is on to make our life a bit easier. Most played game. Second Elden Ring. Oh wow, okay. I think our most played game is 300 and something hours into Assassin's Creed Valhalla. With all the DLCs and stuff, I think that's over 300 and something hours. I actually don't know how much we put into Elden Ring, to be fair. I don't think it's close though. I think by the end of it we will have the most hours will be in SnowRunner by the end of it. Although that's if we ever get to the end, to be fair. They keep releasing DLC, we'll never catch up. That's the thing. Right, we've got our 3 beams. We are good to go. Reverse out of it. Take a handbrake off would help. You also got 300,000. Yeah, exactly. Fantastic game, wasn't it? I don't think we're anywhere close to that with Shadows, to be fair, even with the DLC coming. I think DLC's adding roughly 10 hours of gameplay, they reckon. I do think when you stream games live, they take longer than it would be if you're playing on your own. I think that's something I worked out quite a while ago, mainly because obviously you're chatting away, sometimes you stop and look at chat and stuff like that. Whereas if you're playing on your own, you just get on with it, don't you? But yeah, I'm gonna have to check out Elden Rings. So Tuesday, Claws of Awaji releases Tuesday. There is an update going live today, later on today, to prepare for it. I think they're adding the Ezio outfit in, which doesn't interest me, and they're adding other changes as well, ready in preparation for the update, the DLC, which is next week. Yeah, Tuesday next week. Claws of Awaji. Yeah, it's meant to be roughly 10 hours and takes over from where the main story ended, from what I've heard. Right, just going to go through this water. Low gear on it does help. Ghost of Utah and Silent Hill. Okay. Yeah, well, we did the vote, didn't we, for Ghost of Utah, and everyone said the vote won. The winning vote was to not play it on release, so we'll add it to the vote to play once about a month later, depending obviously what we've got going on at the time. But because the vote said that we don't want to play it on release, so we'll wait to play Ghost of Utah. I don't think I have a game coming out this year that I'm going to play because I want to, over voting for games. There are occasions when we don't do a vote because it's something I really want to play. I don't think there is anything, to be fair. I'm not a massive fan, no, to be fair. I know we've done a few on the channel because people requested them and just want to vote, but generally no. This doesn't interest me, to be fair. I know a lot of people have asked Resident Evil, and that is on our list, to be fair. But yeah, I'm not a fan of them. Nothing in particular about them I dislike. I'm just not a fan. But then I don't watch horror films either. I find them boring. Where's the drop-off point? Went the wrong way. We need to turn right. Right, we're just going to drop these 3 off in our storage, and then we'll see if it moves on to the convoy. And then potentially, because we only got 4 main missions on one side to do, this will leave us 3 main missions after this. So it must be the story must move on in a minute. How many missions are left? Okay, we need to. I thought I'd put that on, but obviously not. Okay, we need to go to the map to complete objective. So that is mission complete. There we go. Now we've got to plot 2 routes. I knew there was more to this. So, first route, we need to go from production facility to concrete slab facility. Where's concrete slab facility? There. Oh, wow. The journey was easy for us. I don't know how easy it's going to be. Actually, because that bridge is complete there, isn't it? Or, no, it's not complete. That bridge has dropped down, hasn't it? So it can't go that way unless we build a bridge, I don't think. The AI may have an issue getting through this water, is my concern. What do? We either go and build a bridge over here, because that bridge has dropped. Yeah, there's no way. That's not a complete bridge anymore. We either build a bridge there, or we hope... Let's send them through the water and see if they manage it. They may surprise us. The AI in this is pretty good when it comes to driving. So there is a potential we actually can get there. But that driving in the mud isn't simple. So we'll start this first one off and see how we go. So we've got to get out of here. I'm hoping it does just persevere with the mud. Because even if they're moving slowly, it doesn't always fail. That's the thing. As long as they're moving, it will keep going. We've just done this route ourselves, to be fair, to bring the steel beams back. So we kind of know what the route's like. But it is going to be this bit. And we could potentially may have to build a road here to help it through, but I hope we don't. More so to save time, but if we have to, we will. It may even be we just need to put sand down. We shall see. Right, across this bridge. This is the first of 2 convoys we need to set up, to be fair, for this mission. I don't think we have anything else to do but these convoys, so if we have to lay sand down for one of them, we'll do that. Right, out of here. Where are we going? Over there. As I say, we don't need slabs, annoyingly. But they want us to get the facility up and running. Should we turn hints off now? I've kind of left them on because every time you use a new vehicle for the first time, sometimes it's handy if there's something about it you haven't used. Like the bridge layers when we get to those. Okay. Drop off points all the way over here. Does that pipe work? I think the pipe works underground, so that won't affect it. Right, that's our route. There is a chance we need to go and deal with this water over here, potentially. But we'll give it a go and see what happens. As I say, the AI in this is really good, compared to a lot of other games. So we'll see what happens. Right, that's the first of 2. There is a second one of these to do. That's the first one. And the second one is industrial base. Oh, easy. This one is a lot easier than that first one. Industrial base to concrete slabs. So this one will be really simple and quick compared to the one we just set up. Don't want to rush it though, because I don't want to make a silly mistake that makes it crash. It's already failed. How has that already failed? Okay, I have to check that out. I don't know how that's already failed. It should have been an easy start at least. Yeah, this one will be easy. It's the one from the industrial base, the other facility, it's going to be an issue. Probably could use more this way, only because we know that pipe's underground. Is that like endpoint? Oh, where's endpoint? Oh, to our right. Okay, hang on. Need to turn here then. Both got 2 different drop-off points. Right, let's set that one up. Let's go and see what's wrong with this other one. Oh, it's his okay, so the turn at the start is the problem. Okay, so we need to add a new point in. It turns really sharply, really early on. Let's see if that helps. Oh, it's starting straight, so it'll be fine now. Right, we do need to keep an eye on, as I say, we've got no other mission on the go, and this is the next one to be finished. So let's keep an eye on this. As I say, my concern is the water. If we have to put sand, we can. But we'll give them a chance first. The AI, as I say, is pretty good. I say that after it just crashed into a fence, to be fair. We could actually ride along, to be honest. Let's have a look. The camera will change automatically. This is automatic mode, so the camera will change when it wants to. There you go. Carrying steel beams by the looks of things. Although it can't be steel beams going to a concrete facility, can it? I don't know. Something on board. They do look like steel beams, to be fair. Right, we are going to come to the bit I'm concerned about. I'm not going to waste time because we know this is the fourth of 4 missions required, or the first of 4 missions required to finish the map. If it fails, we're just going to put sand down. But we did manage to get through this. It slowed us right down, but we did get through. And normally, as long as the vehicle's moving, it will carry on. It will only fail when it fully stops. The other one's going to push them through here. They've both got a lot of weight on, annoyingly, which obviously will slow them down. trying to think. No, they're going to fail there, aren't they? I think they're going to fail. Patrick, good morning. How are you? Yeah, they're not moving. Okay. As I say, I'm not going to waste time. We need our dumper. There we go, it's failed. Back to industrial base. We want our dumper out. The large one. I'm not necessarily going to build a road. I'm going to put sand down. Am I looking at the wrong vehicles here? Yeah. Okay. I thought I put dumper there. I'll go to road. Road will do it. That's a smaller one. Large dumper. Retain. I don't know whereabouts it is, so we'll have to retain it. So this is our heavy dumper, so it carries more sand than the normal. So we're just going to drive this to where that water area is, put sand down, flatten it, and then hopefully that's that complete. But that's the only point I think that convoy will foul on. Everything else will be absolutely fine. Thank you for the like, but I was much appreciated. And as I say, we haven't got many missions left, so we know this is simple. The infrastructure for the other route we did has already finished and complete, so that's one done. We knew this was coming, we just didn't know where these convoys would start and finish from. Well, we knew they would finish at Concrete City, to be fair. We didn't know where they were starting. So we couldn't do this in advance. And because we managed to get through the water, I didn't see the reason to do it. It slowed us down, but we could get through. But now they can't. We'll get this done. If we have to do anything else from this kind of area, though, it does help us long term. But then we haven't got much more to do. Okay, we might as well start here where the mud is. A little bit forward. We'll start here-ish. So I'm not doing a road, I'm just doing sand, I think. This does get pretty deep, so we'll see how we go here. Whoa, that's deep. Does get deep, doesn't it? Sand is still coming out. While it's still coming out, we'll leave it up. I think that's it. Right, I don't know if we can refill sand here. No, let's have a look at where quarry is. There is a quarry here. It's active. How far off it are we? Is the question. What is it we need here? Roots. No. There we go, that's what we need. So there's the quarry. We're out of it, but quite a way, to be fair. That's annoying. Okay. I don't know how much more we need. We're quite a way out of the quarry zone. Annoyingly. We have to get to roughly there to refill. Okay. Never as simple as you want it to be, is it? What we do. It's not as far as you think, I suppose, to go and get this refilled. There's a track to our right hand side here that will take us where we need to go. I suppose it's not as far as it looks. It's just annoying when you just need a bit of sand. Are we there? Wait for that refill to show up. How are we not in that zone? We're just on the edge. Okay, we weren't quite there. There we go. I don't know how many loads we're going to need. That's my only concern. I could leave this here and use it as a mobile quarry and get the smaller dumper here, but it means driving another dumper this way, we don't really need to worry too much. But I'm going to turn around because I want to actually carry on from where we just were. I know we'll drop a bit there, but it'll be okay. I suppose we could have got the scalper. If we'd known it was, I should have checked the zone. If we'd known the zone was going to be like that, I could have got the scalper out and used that for the first time, as we still haven't really got to use it properly yet. That's something we do want to use at some point in its capacity and what it actually does. We didn't know how to use it at the start, but someone did explain it yesterday, so I would like to use it at some point. Right, so this is where we just were. Whoa! Can be a bit janky sometimes with sand, as you can see. Let's go back a bit. So it's deep, it does take a lot of sand to do this. Is that it? I think we need one more load, and then we can flatten this out and then send the convoy off again, because we're going to need to sand this bit here as well. I did originally put the convoy slightly to the right because that's the route we used and did manage to do. So we'll have to move that back to the middle now. But yeah, one more load of sand and then we're good to go. We'll flatten it and then convoy. And then we just got to watch the convoy, and when it's done, that should be the middle part of this story done. And then 3 more missions and 1 side mission remaining. On the infrastructure, there is more pipes to be done, but I don't know if that's going to come in a mission. The same as electricity, but they don't count. The infrastructure missions don't count to 100%, but it probably is something we'll go back and fully finish on all the maps once we're done. Some of them we've done ahead of time because we wanted to, or nearby, it made sense. But I think the electricity one probably will be a main mission related one, I would say. Pipe work, maybe not. They're not always main mission related. But yeah, I do like the change they've made where the infrastructure missions, especially convoys you've completed, disappear, whereas before they didn't. They still say failed though sometimes. I've noticed that, even though they're not on there, so you can't actually see where it failed. But they still come up occasionally. Right, this will be the last load needed. That's the other route. So we're still getting rewards from the other route currently. So we're just going to carry on from where we just left off here. And then, as I say, we'll do the mud here as well. Just to make sure they can get this way. Right, we'll move this to the side. In case there's just not enough sand there, we'll move this to the side. We can always bring it back, and there's a bit more sand still in it if we need it. Right, we need to go back to industrial and grab our what's it called? Our Cronin work. It's called something else, isn't it? I can't remember what it's called, to be fair. A grader, that's what it's called. The only issue I have with the grader is when it marches, which is what's setting this on now, the bucket's right on the top, which means you are very top heavy and can flip it over really easily because it makes it really unstable. You'd think it'd carry it slightly off the floor, but in front of you still. Obviously, as it's up high, it means you can see out the front window like that. But surely, if it was down and just a little bit off the floor, you'd still see. I don't quite know why it has to be so high. But we should be a bit careful on the corners. I think it's the easiest vehicle to turn over, this is. So there's many options we had here. That water, we could have built a bridge. We could have made a proper road, but I think this should be enough. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I think sometimes a temporary road is just as good as a proper one. Especially since I think once the dam's fixed, in theory, according to the story, you know, a lot of the water should go away. So a couple of areas I'm a little bit concerned we may not have enough sand, like here. No more in a minute, we'll come back on ourselves. The amount of sand you have down can be a bit deceiving. It does sometimes end up going a lot further than you think when you start doing it. When you lay it down, you think, I wanted more. Actually, you don't. It does go further than you think. Okay, I want to be a bit more this side. There is a bit of water in the middle there, but I don't think it's going to affect anything. Still think they should be able to get through. We have to be a bit careful doing our pathway, I think. Our route to the convoy. Yeah, there's a little bit of water you can see in the middle, but that's not going to affect anything. I think that should absolutely fine getting through that. Marching is all we want. Move this out of the way. Let's see if the convoy can now do what it needs to do. It's a really bad place to park it. It's not going to park it there. Mainly because it was going to fall over. Let's go there. Probably not much better, but that'll do. Right, convoy. This one here. I need to move the route because obviously originally we had them going further to the right, mainly because that was the bit that helped us. Now we've got sand. We don't need to do that. But yeah, I think that the bit of water leaking through the sand is fine. This is the hardest part of the whole route as well. This bit here. This is the only bit they should fail on if they're going to fail. Okay. I think that's absolutely fine. They'll start from there. Let's spectate. Are they going to tell me my vehicle's in the way? Ah, they may do. Dump truck. I think my dump truck's too close. There we go. My dump truck was too close. Why are they having an issue? Why? Okay. I wasn't expecting them to get stuck there. I thought there was plenty of sand. Really? Okay. Maybe because of where they started. They started quite close to the sand. Maybe they couldn't build enough speed up. I'm going to do... I need to cancel route. Because that one's not going to move now. Yeah, it's failed. I think it's because they started there. If I click that one, they'll now start up here. And I think there'll be more of a run onto the sand. I don't quite know why they didn't like that. Let's have a look what happens. How are you doing this morning, Patrick? Why are you having an issue there? I did not expect that. It's having issues everywhere. This shouldn't be this difficult. We've already done everything we needed to do. There we go. Okay, we'll start it here then, shall we? Wrong one. What am I doing? I put markers down. I didn't mean to put it down. Let's do that. Send the vehicles out from over there now. I need to get rid of my markers. Clear route markers. There we go. Right, hopefully we should have no issues. They've actually destroyed the road here. You can see the damage they've done. Come on, keep going. They've damaged the road. I may need to fix that now. May need sand down. Although it got through it in the end. I don't know if the other secondary bit. How's the second vehicle getting through? Is it moving or is it stuck? You're stuck as well now. I really thought we'd done everything we need to do here. According to this, we haven't. Right, I need to put more sand down because for some reason they can't get through this bit. And I need to go and fix the other bit that's damaged. Don't get the issue here. This shouldn't have been this difficult. Obviously we'll have to flatten this out a bit as well. Once sand is down. Might have enough on board just to go and quickly do this bit over here. I could actually change the route slightly to make them dodge this. That might be something to do as well. But they damaged the road themselves, annoyingly. Yeah, it shouldn't have been this much of a problem. Okay, let's park this up. Really go and grab a grader as well. Should have been so much simpler. That's always the way though. You think you've done everything you need to do, and then the AI says, nope, you need to do more. Right, so it's this start point that we're having issues with here. Well, I suppose there was a bit of mud there, I suppose. Didn't think it was that bad though, to be honest. That's now going to make a massive slope there that we don't want. Okay. I'm going to go to this bit and turn around and come back on that bit. I can make them dodge this bit they've done. But they've damaged the road themselves, it's frustrating. Rain is back. We're nearly an hour and a half into the stream. I thought by now we'd be on like the final mission on Deluge. I didn't think we'd still be doing the first mission of the 4 we need. But this is the thing, this is where missions can be a bit deceiving. Because you think it's one bit that should give you to start with what you need to do, and it changes because there's more to it. It doesn't give you all that to start with. Right, I'm hoping that's enough, but we don't know really until they start going, as they've brought us out a couple of times now. You think the route is good, and then they mess it up for you. Right, what I'm going to do also is move this slightly to this side, as obviously they're having issues there. They come down here, this should be absolutely fine now. Let's see what happens. Come on. The camera will change automatically. Thing is, over time this route will just degrade and degrade. But I don't think it needs a full-on road. Not just the same time, I just don't think it needs it. As this is the only bit that's an issue. We'll bump that. Absolutely fine. Now, can it make it up this hill, or is this an issue? The problem is they're in the Wayfarer, and the Wayfarer is horrendously bad. Yeah, he's not stuck on the hill. We'll need to sand that bit too. The other one will push it, but I think the one behind will now have issues. So they may fail again now. Yeah, the other one's stuck. When you think you're done. Right. I need to go and get more sand. We're going to need to fix that hill. It wasn't even that bad, I didn't think, the hill. But the AI proves me wrong. It's the thing, I'm always saying how the AI are really good in this. And today they're deciding to be a pain. So that's always the way, isn't it? Okay, let's go on the sand. Although it's not said failed yet. To be fair, I thought it was going to say failed. The other one may have moved. Find out in a second ourselves. But it hasn't come up as failed. I've not seen it come up anyway. So maybe it did manage to keep moving in the end. Well, I think any subsequent routes will fail there. Failed. Where did it fail? Oh, it didn't fail there. Okay. How did it fail there? We can't actually see why it failed, to be honest. It just says failed. Oh, hang on. Is that a bit too close? Let's put another marker in and take the corner a little bit wider. Yeah, I'm not too sure why it failed there. Let's spectate and see. I don't need to do what I thought I had to do. We were too close to that side, I think. That was the issue there. That's just making the route was a little bit too tight on the corner. There should be no more failures. This should be done now. Right, I just had a thought. While it's doing that, I need to unblock the road, don't I? But they actually did make up the hill. They just had to persevere and they got up there in the end. I'm going to put this nearby because I think for subsequent convoys we may still need to do something with that. Not go into the water. Wasn't what I was trying to do. Don't really want to drive on where they're driving because I'm going to degrade it myself. Stick this up here just in case we do need to do something there. If it has failed on the follow-up routes, we may have to do something. Right, where are they? They're here currently. As I say, let's spectate. This is all we need to do for this mission, so there's nothing else for us to do. We could do. It won't let me watch. And what? Don't stop still there. Why is it not letting me watch? Normally we can. Oh, I can spectate now. There we go. We have driven through that bit absolutely fine ourselves, no end of times. Oh, we're going to have to go and fix that now. The other vehicles didn't have an issue there. Okay, it could have degraded because of the other vehicles, to be fair. But yeah, it's failed. Okay, we haven't got a choice. We've got to go and sand it. They are failing in place I didn't expect. The water was expected. Anything else since? No. But we'll go and sand that then. We're just trying to mess you up, aren't they? But yeah, every vehicle, the other convoy that's been doing routes since the one for the mission's been finished, giving us the extra rewards, that hasn't had an issue. And it's going the same way. But I wonder if that's what's degraded that part of the road. We've had lots of rain, so possibly, to be fair, it may not be the AI's fault there. It may have just degraded, which is what happens over time. The more routes used, the more damage is caused to that route, the more likely it is that vehicles will get stuck. So that's one of the big things I really enjoy about this, is the fact that, you know, routes aren't always the same conditions every time you drive that route. Over time, things will get worse with it. Well, it's not too far away, just annoying more than anything else. Okay, so this round this corner here. I'd say we've driven this route ourselves. It's not been an issue. You can see though now there is a lot more mud there than what I think we've been there previously. So I can understand why they are having issues. But yeah, it was a little bit unexpected, I think, personally. I did not think that would be a problem. Okay, turn this out of the way. We need to. I will set it to refill. I don't know if you don't refill it and you'll get it empty if you're going to use it next, and you move it to a different base. I don't know if it'll be empty if you haven't refilled, but just in case. Well, we need to jump into our grader, which we've left on the route they're taking, haven't we? Where we go? I've lost my bearings. Where's my grader? Oh, I know. I'm looking at the complete wrong bit. No, what am I doing? Yeah, I am looking at the wrong bit. Grader's over here. The map was turned slightly, so I couldn't see where we were. Right, marching. So we're just going to flatten that bit out, and then we should be able to set them off. They're right near where they need to be, so that should complete it. Just unexpected that one. But yeah, I think that might be my problem there over time, depending how many extra routes it needs to do to get all the rewards. About how many extra routes does it need? It doesn't tell us until it's done, does it? Okay. Depends what rewards are left over once the main one's done. Then you'll see how many more convoys are needed. Luckily, it's not all too far away, that's the thing. But yeah. Hopes of finishing Deluge without taking a little bit of a hit. Don't do that. My driving not been brilliant though. Really? I didn't mean to go that close to it, to be fair. Okay. Through the base of operations. Don't do that. I do find driving this really fiddly at times. You turn a little bit and it can really jackknife so quickly. Thing is, there's no other real graders in the game other than ones that like. There's a grader that also has a back bit that you can use, but the grader's not as good. So this is only the real proper grader there is, I think. Although they've added new vehicles, maybe there isn't a better one. I've just not looked yet. Or we may not be high enough level, maybe. I would rather something else than this one. This one I find annoying. Come on. Right, we are there though. So we're going to flatten this out, send them off again, job done, hopefully. No, still haven't used asphalt destruction. Still don't quite know why that's there as an option. I suppose if you build a road in the wrong part and decide to move it, maybe, but why would you then destroy a road you've built? That's why I don't understand the asphalt destruction. So like I say, we've not done ourselves, and you can't damage the normal road, so I'm not 100% sure why that's even an option. Okay. Last flatten, and then we'll send the vehicles back off. You can see we'd already done the other bit when that was needed a long time ago now, I think. Right, let's park this up, put the vehicles back on, and hopefully that will be mission complete. Fingers crossed now. This has taken longer than I expected it to. That's better. Yeah, I thought this would be quick and easy, bar the water bit. Where are you having an issue now? It's like they want me to build proper roads everywhere. The way they're acting. It's my own fault for praising their AI drivers, isn't it, really? Is the other one still coming, or has it failed, that other one? The other one's stuck. I could push it myself, to be fair. Yeah, it failed again. There's nothing wrong with that bit there, though. There's a tiny bit of mud. A tiny bit. Okay, doesn't lose much sand. Right, we'll quickly send the grader over and try again. I honestly didn't think this would be this much of a hassle. But yeah, I'm gonna have to stop praising the AI, I think. Right. This bit done. So yeah, no more praise for the AI, I don't think. They seem to be making me eat my words in a bad way. Right, there should be no more issues. I say that half joking and half not. What am I doing? Marching. Right, let's park this up. And then send them off again. See, the other convoy's not having an issue. It's drove over that several times over. No problems. This convoy is just becoming a pain. The other one just did it, no problems. Right, this should be it. Yeah, they're both moving, they're both good. I think that is mission complete. Which will leave us 3 main missions, 1 side mission, but we should get a bit of story now as well. Luckily, if we need concrete slabs, we've got loads in storage. We actually don't need to recycle anything or make any. There we go. That should be job done. Finally. It's taking a bit of time just because they were being annoying, but that is job done, I think. There we go. Concrete slab facility, a slow mix and a steady pour wins the race. The concrete facility is now back up and running. But we don't currently need it. We have loads of concrete slabs in stock. And that is goal complete. Knee deep sea is done. That is the middle part. We're on to the end part of Deluge.
It's the final stretch. First, let's bring the backup pump station online. To do that, we need to repair the remaining leaks.
Okay, some more pipeline needed.
Once that's sorted, bring over the valve and install it. Next, we're sending you some powerful new generators and a new pump. You'll need them to stabilize the dam. While the barge is en route, you can prepare the port to receive shipments. But to do that, we'll need to give it some juice.
Okay.
So, just
power
make
needed.
enough space around the harbor transformer station for the cable layer to fit through, and then connect it to the power grid.
Okay, so we know there's 3 main missions remaining, 1 side mission. Hasn't given us a side mission, so we'll focus on main. First and foremost, commission the backup pump station. So we need to deliver an object from the steel pipes facility, which is right near our base, luckily, to the backup pump station. That's a fairly easy one, I would say. And then we need to make some steel pipes and fix this. It's going to drainage, which is up over there. So let's follow this route and have a quick look where they are. One is there, that's going to be a pain to get to. There's a muddy track though next to it. One there as well. Again, muddy track is next to it. And then all the way up here. Ah, wow, there's one there. That may take a really big crane to do that one. Although it does look like there is a route to drive. Potentially. But that's going to be dodgy as anything. I'm guessing that's underground. Or I'm guessing underground. But yeah, okay. So we'll need to make some steel pipes for that. We'll do the first part first. Commission the backup pump station. So we'll track that. And that is deliver the object. We can pick it up where we are over here. We have a vehicle already we can use. It's already here, the Vor one. So we'll grab the Vor and pick up whatever this item is. How big is it going to be is the question. We'll find out in a second, to be fair. Right, let's see how big this is. I'm hoping it can fit in the Vor one. It should do. There's not much we pick up that can't fit, to be honest. And then we need to make pipes, which we'll need metal for. Where is it? Oh, it's there. Okay, it will fit him. It'll be a bit of a squeeze, but it will fit. We've carried these before, in all honesty, so it should be absolutely fine. I should really put anchors out. There you go. Should have done that first. Yeah, it will fit. A little bit forward. Got to be a little bit careful how you put this in, only because I don't want us tipping over en route. Anchors, crane, strap. Job done. Right, where are we going with this? Backup pump station. So again, we can cut across here as we've done a few times now. And then up here, there is a route to take once you get a little way into around here. Right, let's go and get that done. I don't obviously want to rush, although we're so close to finishing Deluge. And my hope was we'd get it done today. I'm still not trying to rush though. That's when we are going to make mistakes. I could have solved that water bit with the convoy really quickly. I just built a road, but I didn't think it needed it. And in the end, they're fine now. And it failed. What failed? Okay, this is where we see how many more remaining there is. So, 2,000 XP and 4,800 left money-wise. So what's that? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 5 trucks needed. I don't know how it's getting stuck there. We know that route is absolutely perfect now, barring just putting a road down, which I don't think it's needed. But somehow it's getting stuck. Yeah, 5 more convoys needed there for all max rewards. Yeah, it should be absolutely fine. I'm not going to put a road there for something we don't need. Right, we'll cut across here. Don't need this. I don't want the weight to tip us over. We'll be a bit careful. Don't want to be too. Tree roots have caused us problems in the past. Nearly there, to be fair. Nice and slow. Okay. That's the worst part of this journey to deliver this, to be fair, was just getting past that swamp. The rest should be fairly simple. We just got to look out for this left-hand track to follow. It should be coming up in a minute. Have I missed it? Or is it there? I think it's... No, it's further on. Yeah. It's because of all the grooves from where the water's run off the hill. It makes you think there's a track there sometimes, so it does me anyway. But yeah, these are all grooves left after water's run down. Hence why it's so uneven. But we have been this way a few times now and it's been absolutely fine in the end. Right, the track is here. I think that's the track. Yes. How was that failed again? How did it fail there? Oh, because they're coming out. And it's that turn when they come out. They're turning too wide, I think. Look at that. So they hit the fence. There you go. It's hitting the fence when it makes that turn. Whereas before it was starting straight here. Now they're not straight. Let's move this to there. Add a new point in here. Move this down. Yeah, it's the turn that when they come out. It's a problem there. Hoping that's better. Either that or we've got to send them up here and round. Can it make the turn? It can. Okay. That bit of it should be absolutely fine now. Hopefully. I've given the AI too much praise, and now today it's decided it's not going to play ball, it's going to mess us up as much as it possibly can. That's what it feels like now after all we've done. Come on. And then after this we've got to make some pipe and fix the 3 lots of pipe that need fixing. And then we'll look at the port after that. So we've only got 3 main missions and 1 side mission to finish off the map if we wonder what it's told us at the start of today. And we've done 1 main mission. There's many points to the main mission, but then we've done 1. Okay, we just need to put this in place. It's going there. We went past it. We have got the big crane here as well, but we might as well just use. Actually, no, we'll use our small crane because it's already in position. Anchors. So I'm sure some of these settings aren't coming up when I'm being too quick with the controls, so some of the things I'm pressing aren't actually appearing. I'm pressing it too early. Again, slightly rushing when I don't need to rush. Okay. Should be able to reach. Have I parked close enough or am I too far away? Okay. I'm a little bit too far away. I know it's green. That's as far as we can reach. There we go. Right, so now we need 3 lots of metal, 3 lots of pipe. We're going to have to make them, aren't we? So, I don't think there's any laying around, because there's always a chance that there's some laying around. There's not very much metal. There's a fair bit of metal actually there. We need 3 pipes. Is there any laying around? Sometimes you can find them in places, and they're all in a stack and you can use them. So before we make any, let's just double check. There's not any laying around that we've not noticed. What there? Just up here. This is where the metal beams were. No, there's lots of metal there. But I don't think there's any beams, any proper pipe. Saying that, it's a car. Broken pipe there. It was this bit that made me wonder if there was any in here. Because we had the metal beams in there that we could use. Yeah, I don't think there is any. Okay, so we need to make them. What we'll do is the Voron's already where it is. That's fine. Do we pull that back? Is there metal where the Voron? I wonder if it's worth grabbing any metal that's here. I know there's some near the facility, but not a massive amount. Is there much metal here? There is a fair bit. It's failed again. How's it failed there? Right, let's move this a little bit to this side and do it again. Ignore that now. Let's pick the metal up where we are and take it back with us. That way, we're not wasting our journey as such, are we? there's metal over here. How much is there is the question. What I'll do, I'm going to swap to the big crane to do it, just because it saves us getting the crane out. Engine not running. There we go. Right, the tractor won't fit in. I think that big metal thing there will, though. It'll be easier to lift with this. That might actually be the only thing we fit in, to be fair. But that should give us a decent amount of metal for these pipes, in all honesty. It's a little bit too close to the front, isn't it? We'll just drag it a little bit that way. It should be absolutely fine. Will we get anything else in? What metal have we got here? The tractor obviously won't go in. That's concrete. That's concrete. Tractor, concrete. Let's just pull this concrete out of the way. The metal behind it. No, we won't fit the tractor. Okay, I think that's the crane finished with them. We're not going to get much else in. What we'll do, we'll strap that and just take that. At least we're taking something back with us. We could have just pulled the vehicle back to our base and done it there, but I thought this way it's actually taking something back with us, because we have used quite a bit of metal near that base already to make pipes previously. So at least then we're actually going back with something that we can use. It's not a wasted journey. It's like anything. You don't want to have a wasted journey. You might as well take something back if you're heading back the same way anyway. It's something I used to always do in work as well. I never wanted to have a wasted journey anywhere. So if I was doing something that meant I had to take something somewhere on the return journey, I'd try and take something back. The only issue is obviously these hills. I might be able to cut through the grass though actually and avoid a lot of that. Yeah, we have managed to avoid quite a lot of that. That's quite handy. I hadn't tried doing that before. Obviously we are going to need to come back this way in due course anyway, because that's where the pipe needs fixing, is round this back bit. Right, replace the pipes and then we're getting there. We've got an hour and a half. I don't know if we're going to finish Deluge today now, to be fair. I think the issues we had with that first convoy have put us a little bit behind. As I say, there's no rush. We've got tomorrow's stream as well. But I thought we'd be done today. But it may have changed. There's that one convoy problem. And it wasn't, we couldn't have made it any quicker by making a road, to be fair, I don't think. I think it was just one of those things, frustratingly. Okay, this won't be enough to make the 3 pipes in one go. We'll need more metal, but there is some around this area. It's failed again. I could leave it, but I liked all the rewards to be done. It's still failing there. I don't understand why that is failing there, unless the route's degraded, possibly. It could be the route is degraded too much. Let's add a new point in there. Why won't let me put a point in? Why are we not letting me put a point in? Move that one. There we go. I'm just going to move it slightly to the side, just to see if we can just bypass where they've churned up quite a bit of mud. I think it is just degraded it. Oh, we can now make concrete bridges. So we weren't able to make them until the facility came online, which is a shame since we've already made loads of bridges, so we don't probably need any more now. But so that's the reason we couldn't make them originally. Although we had loads of slabs in stock, it wouldn't allow us to make them because the facility wasn't running, which kind of makes sense, to be fair. I've just seen a load of metal here while we're passing. I'm just going to grab now. Because I know that what we've got on board isn't enough. I might not be close enough, to be fair. Unstrap. All we're going to do is put them in the back end of here. Well, that back bit, I think we can fit them in. Shouldn't need to move the crane too much either once the first one's in. There we go. Passing, I might as well try and get as much in me as we can. It's all going to be needed. There's one over there as well. That works. That one might have to go on top. It should still strap down, to be fair. Let's put it there. Right. Although now it's on its side, that might be a bit easier, to be fair. Alright. Although what I can do, actually, is leave that on, strap everything else. We haven't got far to go, to be honest. The crane can keep that on it. Take the handbrake off, it helps. Not the safest thing, health and safety goes out the window a little bit here. Well, it's not hurting anyone, I suppose. Okay, let's unstrap. And then this just needs dropping. We can make 2, but we need 3. It's always the way, isn't it? Right, we need more metal. There's a big pipe there. There's some smaller bits and pipes there. Try and get these. Just need enough for one pipe. The big pipe is probably too big for us to pull, frustratingly. Oh, there's a few small pipes here though. Get these both on board and see how much we need after that. I know dragging that big pipe is going to be a pain with the bore one. It's just not powerful enough, I don't think, to do it. Not easily anyway. These don't need to be in perfectly, they just need to be in. And once they're there, see if that's enough. Right, there we go. Just in case, we'll strap it down. I always forget to change camera back to the normal driving camera from doing the crane camera. Is that enough? No! Okay. Let's try and drag the big pipe. I don't think we're going to manage it, but we'll try. They are extremely heavy though, as we've found in the past. We change point of contact to 1. All we've got to do is get to that front edge. Yeah, you see how it tips us. We are dragging it though. Let's try and move this to the side. Well, if it's on the back, we might not tip to the side. That's what I'm thinking. Alright, we're cartwheeling a little. Cartwheeling? Two-wheeling it a little bit. That's just heavy, isn't it? Don't tip over. That's what I didn't want to happen. Ah! Engine's gone. Yeah, it's just too much. So, obviously we can recall that back to the base where we're already here anyway. Where's the ball run? There. Yeah, it's just had to, didn't it? So that's a convoy that's actually finished but still going. And obviously it's come out as we've come out. That big pipe is just a little bit too much, I think. Any metal here? Another big pipe there. There's loads of big pipes around, but there is loads of small barrels where we drop stuff off for storage, to be fair. We only need enough metal for one more pipe. But yeah, that big pipe's just too much, as we've just seen. Probably could have tried doing it from the front, maybe. And that may have rolled a bit better and not pulled us over. How did I miss the truck? I did know it was going to be too heavy. I just thought maybe we could roll it, but although the Vaughan is quite stable, or better, more stable than the mule, it just wasn't to be. Luckily, we didn't have to recover too far. Again, these don't need to be perfectly in here, just need them in. They look like they were on a pallet waiting to be delivered somewhere, and we're taking them to be recycled, but there we go. Someone's going to be missing a load of chemicals somewhere, because we've recycled them instead. Maybe this will be enough, I don't know. I think we'll be close. I think I might still only got one point of contact on, haven't I? I should change that back. Right, last one. We'll go and quickly get these into recycling. See if that's enough for a final one. Fingers crossed it is. Otherwise we're going to try a game of pulling the big pipe. Still wrong camera, that's why. Attach mode, I'm just going to put it back to double. There we go. Right, are these enough is the question. All the big cranes are out and I'm not moving them from where they are because at the minute they're in the right places for other jobs. Unstrap. We've got enough. That's it. We've got enough for 4 in fact. We only need to take out 3. Right, we need to go and load up these pipes. And then we can head on out to go and replace the pipes that are broken. And that'll be hopefully this mission complete as we commission the backup pump station. So we've got an hour and a half to see if we can finish 3 main missions and a side mission. We don't know what the final main mission, the side mission is going to be. So they've not shown up yet. Hopefully. Although we're not rushing, as I say. If it takes tomorrow, it takes tomorrow as well. Okay. Load these 3 pipes. Straight towards that side. Or there we go. First in. May need to move that to get the other one in. See if we can just fit this next to it and it'll roll it across itself. Should be able to roll the other one as we try and put this in. Come on. Ah, that one that's already in, it's not going to move, is it? It moved around happily a minute ago. Okay. Normally it will just push the other one out of the way a little bit, but it's not doing that. There we go, it's moved enough probably to get to the other side of it now. Well, everyone's just rolled back. Why have the pipes been a pain? I'm gonna have to roll the other one, aren't I think? Yeah, we're gonna have to roll the other one. Just need to go to the other side. There we go. That's what we needed it to do. Just needed our little guidance. Right, last one. And then we'll head out for the first pipe to be replaced. I think we're heading basically the same way we've just been to as well. I've got a feeling the final mission is going to be to move a generator from the port to somewhere. By the sounds of things. It may not be as simple. We've got to prepare for power, don't we, as well? So I don't think it's going to be as simple as maybe it probably could be. And potentially, could be quite a long journey. Oh yeah, winches attack. There we go. Strap. Crane. Anchors. Right, where is the first pipe that we need to replace? That's the question. Okay. Is that, I didn't even see that fail. It failed again, didn't it, there? Even though we've told it to go a slightly different way. Right. Pipes. So, backup storage pump. So we've got to head to there. And then from there, we're going round along this track here to the first pipe that's there. That looks to be quite a big downhill slope there, which could be tricky. We know how to get to there, though. We've been there a few times now. So let's go there first. So we get back across. We've been there a couple of times so far today as well. But we'll get to that first point, get the first one done. I think the last one's the trickiest. It may turn out to be really simple, but according to the map it looks tricky. We know the map can deceive us in good and bad ways. So we'll see how that works out. Right, we'll skirt the swamp again, I think. As well. If we roll over, we're in a bit of trouble, to be fair, but we should be okay. Just take it easy. Avoid the tree roots, as they do pose a problem, as we've had previously. Nice and slow and simple. There we go. This is meant to be more stable, more stable than the mule, so I did think this may be better for us because all these bumps. We cut through the tree line on the right hand side when we came back this way a minute ago, and that actually got rid of quite a few of the bumps on the way. Let's do that again. I think it was here. You can see our tracks a little bit there. to reduce some of the bumps. That's it. That was close. I think it helped a bit. There's our track we're going up. At the port we've already got a crane there, so that will make a difference. We won't have to drive anything there, I don't think. The crane is already there. That's why I didn't want to move a big crane with the big pipe, because obviously the one at the port we're going to need. The one up here we may not, although I think we've got to deliver something up here from the port by the sound of things. This track is degrading over time. The more it's used, more mud's being churned, as you can see. It's getting harder and harder to use it. That's lucky. Need fell over there. Come on. This track we're about to use we've not used before, so we're going to be a bit careful. So this will be interesting. Is it going to be simple or is it going to be tricky? And is the crane big enough? There may be a case we need to move the crane from here to go and put the final one in especially. Right, our track is this way. Failed again. I want all the rewards from this, but it is getting annoying. Right, let's move that to there. I don't quite understand why it's failing in the same place every time. And it's on sand. Without taking a vehicle there, I can't see exactly what's causing the problem. Okay, this track goes round to the left, and along here should be the broken pipe. Say that, I didn't know there's a big hole here. Just hold on a second. Yeah, on the map you can't see that little drop. There is a drop there. Okay, it's further ahead. Can't see how far are we off the broken pipe. Past the tree. Okay. Got to be careful because I don't want to tip this over, because that will really mess us up. See the broken pipe? We've gone past it. I didn't see it, to be fair. Where's that though? We've gone past it. Oh, there we go. It's the red. You can see the red bit now. The actual hole in the pipe then is at the bottom, which is why we couldn't see it. I was looking at the top for a brake, and obviously there isn't one. Right, handbrake there. Handbrake's not enough. Will anchors be enough? Maybe. Well, hang on, it's a double pipe. Ah, that's why we couldn't see it. It's a double pipe. Okay. So there's two. There's one behind the other. That's why we couldn't see it. Now we can. Right, we need to pull this out, but we're going to be careful for us not to pull ourselves down the hill. There we go, it's out. Let's drop it and roll away nicely. Right, we need to grab this top pipe, but also I'm going to grab it as soon as we take this cargo off. No, I thought it was going to roll, but it didn't. Right, I have to be careful lifting this up. I thought it was, yeah, we did catch, but we're fine. Are we close enough is the first question. Can't extend anymore, can I? Might be. It's going to be close. There we go. I'd like to get it quite in SLs, but I'm not going to get much closer than that, I don't think. Right, first pipe complete. I was never going to get much closer than that, I don't think. Okay, once I take the anchors off, we're probably going to go backwards. I'm already starting to try and go forwards, to try and counteract it. There we go. Nice hill start. Using the anchors rather than handbrake. Right, where is the next break? Follow the track, all past the sand quarry to there. Okay. So go all the way to the quarry and then that's the next break. How has that failed again? Seriously. It's still the same place, isn't it? It's not even going, it's not meant to go that way. Okay. Let's move it over there and see if that makes a difference. I only want the end rewards. It's not even for a mission anymore, it's just for the extra rewards. I could ignore it, but I don't like ignoring them. I want it all to be done. Okay. Keep following the track. I think we've got downhill here. Yeah. So it's a final bit one that's concerning me, but we'll see how we go. This is the quarry. And then where's our track go? Straight ahead. Oh no, with the other side. Okay, we need to go to the left. Hang on. Pipe is on our left now. It's to the left of that pipe. There's our track. You can just see it there. Yeah, it's double pipe. That's why we didn't spot the first one. So this one could be the same. So where are we looking for the break? Just after the bend. So it may not be immediately obvious. I will say the Vorrunner actually surprised me. I thought it wouldn't be anywhere near the quality of the mule, but it's done really well. Okay, we can see the brake. It's there. Okay, we are going to be a bit lopsided here. Anchors. There we go. A handbrake would help, wouldn't it? Right, we've got to take the broken one out first and foremost. Come on. There we go. It's always nice when it comes out easily. And what I really do is strap cargo just so that one stays in the same place. This one should be fairly simple to put in, I think. Spin it around. So I do like to get it near enough in ourselves where we can. I'll do. It's in. I didn't want to unstrap. Anchors are what I wanted. Okay, next one. This is the one that I'm concerned. We're going to go across here. We can't go across there. We need to come down. Which I think is going to be down here. And then back up here. Yeah, I think that's the best way down, is that way. Although, can we actually cross the pipe? Don't think we can we there? No. We can't get underneath or over the pipe there, so actually our best route down is where we are now. Go backwards and then come down here. By the looks of things. Just because we can't cross over. Okay. Obviously we're going to have to negate that mud down there. I might stick to the trees here, really. The worst thing now would if we were to flip this over. Because it's the last one. Okay. Trying to stay away from that mud down there. I think that would be a nightmare to get through. That route is fab again. Do not understand the problem there. And like I say, we can't see it. Okay, it's fallen off the edge there. You can see the mud. I get the mud's there, but I don't see why it should be that big of a deal unless it's using a Wayfarer. If it's using the Wayfarer vehicle, then I do understand it, because the Wayfarer is horrendous. Right, all we can do is keep trying. We could go back there and put sand down if we wanted to, but I'm holding off on that because we'd have to take time away from what we're doing. Right, I just want to double check exactly where we're heading here. So right down the slope, and then we're heading right along the road. Okay, past the facility. Considering this game doesn't have the different tyres like we've had it like in SnowRunner, I'm pretty impressed. A lot of the vehicles do manage to get through mud fairly well. Of course, if they were you in charge of this company, you'd be making sure you had the best mud tyres on, or according to whatever job you're doing, you'd have the best tyres for that, wouldn't you? So I suppose it shouldn't be a surprise, to be fair. Okay, track is here. So we know it's up here. I just don't know if we can go alongside. I think we can. Ah, we might be right. I was concerned we need to bring a big crane over. I don't think we do. As long as these rocks stay the way they are, we can do a bit of rock climbing and we can do it. The only issue... No. Oh, I nearly skidded off there. That's so close to going off. The only issue we may have is anchors. No, we're okay. My only concern is obviously can't put too much weight on this left-hand side, because that would be a problem. I really thought we was going down the cliff then. Careful, I don't want this to tip us. Need to get this out. There we go. Again, I've got to be careful what I do with this one, because I don't want it to force us to go down. There we go. I'll sit there. Stay. Thank you. Right, we're going to unstrap cargo. So be careful how much weight we put and where. I think we're basically there. We are there. That is mission complete. So that means there is 2 more missions remaining for Deluge. Okay. The next one is at the port. Is that actually doing better now? It's actually at the point of where it gets stuck. Let's have a look what's causing the problem. I change. What is actually... Oh, that back wheel isn't on the floor. That's weird. The other convoy didn't have a problem. But it's the Wayfarer. That's what the vehicle they're using. And the Wayfarer is horrendous for any kind of grip or traction. So that's what's causing it, is it just can't grip the sand. Annoyingly, you can't say pick a different truck, because that's what I'd be saying right now. Yeah, it's because of the truck we're using. Okay, I kind of see the problem, but it is just more truck related than road related, I would say. Can't get the grip, can it? Okay, so what I'm going to do is, now we've actually seen the problem, I'm going to move this. So will let me add a new point in there? No. Okay, well, let me move this one down though. I'm going to try and go more to this side and do it that way and see if that helps. Now we know what the issue is. It's a lot of it's truck related though. Right, back to the... we've got a new side mission. Clean up the river. This is the final side mission, so we better do this first so it's done. Let's have a look at it. Oh, okay, we've got to get a crane over there to pull all the rubbish out, essentially. We do have a big crane here. So if we take the big crane round, the only downside is that bridge isn't a bridge anymore. If you notice, it's dropped. But we could drive onto that bit and use the big crane there, potentially. So we'll do that first, because that's then the final side mission complete. I'm hoping I don't regret moving this crane, that's my only concern. Is this facility up? This facility is running, so we shouldn't need to come back here with the crane, I don't think. We need to reverse out. How are we for time? An hour and 10? Possibly. We've still got a chance of finishing Deluge now. Obviously, we don't want to rush, but we've got a chance. But yeah, at least the side mission we've done, we know that it's all side missions complete. This is going to make it along that track, which is also potentially a problem. I know the Voron is nearby as well. I just don't think you'll have the strength to pull stuff out of the river. Although, may have done. But either way, we've got to drive it there. There's no real difference to doing this. This is just going to depend on the route. Okay. So that track we're taking is this one here. We're actually going to go below the Voron, to be honest. Maybe it would have been better with the Voron. It's already up there, but we're already on our way with the big crane. We'll use this. The only issue I foresee is dropping down to where... Okay, may have rocks in the way. Dropping down to where the bridge should be. The bridge isn't in its right place. Don't tip. Trying to avoid them rocks there. Probably shouldn't. Come on. Find the grip. Should grip up as it goes left. There we go. Yeah. If this tips over, I'm just going to swap to the Voron to do it. There we go. I could have just moved the rocks, to be fair, with the crane, didn't I, thinking about it? I thought I'd find a way around instead. I think that's a pretty good save. I don't know how much debris is in the river as well. We just need to clean the river. So it's going to depend on how much debris is there. Come on. No, the track's not brilliant. We've not been this way actually either. This is just a road we've not needed to use so far. But yeah, looking at the map, and the map can deceive us, but I think that bridge is not quite right. I suppose in theory we could make a new bridge. There's a load of concrete slabs there.
Oh, that part of the river is looking a bit clogged up. Just like the second stall in our office bathroom. Nothing we can't handle, right? Unlike the office maintenance crew.
Are they concrete slabs that can be used? No. Thought for a minute they were slabs we could use, but we can't pick them up. Okay, so we are going to... Oh, it's failed again. I fixed the route. Same place, isn't it? It just needs to be a different vehicle. If they were driving a different vehicle, wouldn't be a problem. Okay. I don't even know if we went over there with more sand, how we'd solve it, in all honesty. Right, we need to drop down off this bit. So that's where the I assume that's what's happened. The bridge has dropped. Is my assumption. There we go. And we can go a little bit more to left here. It's a bit slopey, so we've got to be a bit careful. Actually, no. Let's go back onto the flat bit. And we'll stay on the flat, I think. Crane will reach, so we'll be fine. Alright, let's square this up. I want to be as close to left as possible without going on that edge as it slopes down horrifically. Right, that should be fine, hopefully. Anchors. Right, let's see how we go. As I say, we just need to get whatever's in here out. Stuff is floating up now. There we go. I think it needs to be away from the yellow bit, so we can't leave it where it is. But we can chuck it over here. You've got to clear the air of objects. I don't know if we would ever need to build a bridge here to fix the one that's missing at any point. We may do. But we should be able to build over these. As long as we're out of the yellow bit though, that's all that needs to happen. Not too much here to be fair. I'm glad we bought the big crane. I think that was definitely the right decision. Final thing? No, there's another bit. Ah, there's more stuff behind us. Hadn't seen that over there. It's gone underneath again. There we go. Failed again. Wish I could say use a different truck. Could be a lot easier, a lot simpler. There we go. Right, the other stuff we'll probably put to the other side. Now. Yeah, I definitely think this has made life a lot easier using this rather than the raw one. Could clog the other side of the river to be fair. Chuck in the other side and clog that one. Okay, 2 to go I think. Can't see all of it. Can now, I should be able to. Way too high, and that's why we can't. Right, it's because it's underneath the other log. Swap to that one first, it'll do it. Could have gone one point of contact to be fair, and that would have done it as well. Okay, let's move this around. And now I think there's one more thing to bring out. It's out of the way. There we go. You got it? Oh, it caused me some issues. Oh, I had to get the end bit underneath, didn't it? Come on. There we go. There we go, mission complete. So that's the final side mission done.
That river's flowing smoothly now, thanks to you. Excellent work.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Right. Let's just have one more go at trying to fix this issue. Right. We know what the issue is. We just can't solve it. Without spending ages trying to put more sand down when it's not really needed. The other convoys were fine. I don't get why this is an issue. Right, back to what we're doing. Port, this is the penultimate main mission need doing. Preparing the port for the generator and pump. I'm guessing we need to go and take both of those from the port somewhere eventually when we do this. So we've got to clear that bit as objects. We have got our big crane over here, so that makes our life a little bit easier. Hang on, we did have a big crane there. Where is it? Our big crane isn't there. That's the harbour crane. I thought I left my crane in situ. We must have pulled it away at some point. Ah, that's frustrating. I swear I left it nearby. We used it on the barge. I didn't think we'd moved it from there. But obviously we have. Because it's not there. Okay, we can't move the one. We can recall the one we're currently in. I could spend some tokens and actually pull it to there, and then it'll be a bit quicker maybe. That's our mobile base there. We could do that. We don't really normally spend the token. We've got 45. Maybe worth. Yeah, recall vehicle. Let's have a look. So I want our crane. It's only one token to pull it to us. The annoying thing is I don't know where they are offhand. Let's just have a look. So, because if they're close enough to drive, we'll drive it. I know we don't use the tokens very often. So where is that one? So that's the one on the bridge. The Rusty Heavy is down there by the main power station, which it can get to where we are. It's a bit of a drive, but it's not too bad. And the other one is all the way at the back of pump station. Oh, okay. I understand now where they all are. Like, let's pull the one. I think we pulled the Rusty. Do we pull the Rusty or do we pull... Actually, let's pull the bridge one because we know it doesn't need to be there anymore. And that was that one. So it costs us one token to do. And as I say, we don't use the tokens very often, so it's worth using it when we have to. Try and speed things up. There we go. So we'll get this one just down the road, clear the location of all objects, then we're on to the final mission for this map. Unless there's more to this mission. Potentially there could be. But that's the benefit of having the mobile base operations. We just don't utilise it probably as much as we could. We end up driving stuff the majority of the time, one place to another. Sometimes we call it at garages, but generally, the one vehicle we just don't use the capabilities that we could use. Maybe we should use it a bit more, considering we just saved the tokens up. The only other thing they're spent on is sometimes you need to activate a quarry, and they're used on that, but other than that, they just sit there. We do earn them. I think they're only valid on the map you're on as well. I think that we start from 0 on the next map. It's just make you think maybe we should use them more. Right. Round here. Probably should look at the map of where we're going. I know we're passing the ports. It's just further around from the port. Through the quarry. So this is the better one of the two big cranes we have. Obviously you got the rusty version. This is the better one of the two. I don't think it's better by much either, but it is slightly better according to the numbers. Okay, how much is it to move is the question. And where are we moving it to? Because I don't want to block anything else up. So I'm assuming this will be where things get delivered that we're going to need to take. Looking at the mission and stuff. Okay, let's stop there for a minute. Let's have a look at what we're doing here. So we're clearing the area. I think it's just these 3 bits, to be fair. A container. Oh no, there's a big pipe as well. Look at that. Oh, it might not be close enough now for all of this right away. The big pipe needs moving as well. Again, I don't quite know where we're going to put it all at the minute. I don't know how far in here we're going to need to get to take stuff and deliver it. That's what I'm assuming we're going to be doing next. They can go there. The big pipe, if we can, we'll just chuck it over the fence. It's out of the yellow area. It's out of the yellow area. These are cable reels. The cable's already been used by the looks of things. There we go. Alright, do we need to drive further in or not yet? Probably not yet, actually. Probably got enough reach. It's just a bit of metal, that, isn't it? Yeah, scrap metal. Put that with the stuff over here. Probably will need to drive in for probably the rest, to be fair, just to get a bit closer. Okay, anchors. Crane can stay out, it won't affect anything. Rain's back. Okay. This makes our reach a bit easier if we're actually more in. While we're there, let's quickly check this route again. I'm getting annoyed with this, to be fair. We tried everything to make this work. Other than going over there and redoing the actual sand part. Which I don't think it needs. It shouldn't take that to fix this, to be fair. I'm going to try that. That might go badly wrong, I don't know. See how that works. I don't like not getting all the rewards, that's the thing, I can't just ignore it. Right, big pipe. That's a bit of a slope, so although I want to put it outside the area, don't want it rolling back in either. Let's go this way. There we go. The container we'll put on top of the other containers probably. We'll do the wood first, then we'll move the container. I don't think the mission will complete because we're in the area now. Okay, let's contain the next. I don't think there's anything outside the building actually, I think that is it. Don't roll back in. Right, is there anything else or is it just that? No, I think it is just a container. Which we'll put on top of the other containers. It'll want us out of the area first, I think, before it completes anyway, so not too much of an issue. There we go. Oh, no, it doesn't want us out. Perfect. Ah, we haven't gone on to the next mission. We're staying on the same mission, which has added a part to it now. Now we're going to do an infrastructure mission for power. So this needs power sending here. So we need to get power with a cable layer from anywhere close by that's got some to here. We did hear about this previously. So we have got some here, and potentially cable layer could take it from there, avoiding the trees potentially and the water. That's our closest, I think. Yeah, that is probably our best place to take it from, to be honest. I don't know where our cable layer is. We have used it. I think it's over here. No, that's a truck. Did we use... Oh, we might have used... No, not there. I know it's out. I don't think I've recalled it back in, so I know it's somewhere. It's not there, though. We'll find out where it is. But yeah, I think we're better off to back up transformer station. Although saying that, I can't put... Oh no, I have to do it from this side. There we go. From this side, take it along here, avoiding the trees, and probably trying to stay off this track if we can, just in case we ever want to use that for vehicles. Like to avoid roads. It does mess roads up, that's the problem. So, where is our cable layer is the question. Where are we? I'm pretty sure we've not brought it back. Maybe, no, field service. There it is, there. Where are you? Wow, miles away. Okay. What we can do is recall that to here. Like we did with the crane, to be fair. I think that's probably our best bet as we're going from here. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do the same we did with the crane. We're going to spend our tokens to help ourselves out a little bit. Thanks for the like, followers, much appreciated. So we don't do it very often. but I think it just speeds us up a little bit here. I don't know what it comes under, to be fair. Is it that one? Yeah, it's that one. We've saved all the tokens up, we're finally using them. There we go, there's our cable layout. Right, we need to get this to over here. It does traverse, normally, water and stuff really well. So we should be fine to get across there. It failed again? Yeah. What a surprise. I don't know what else to do with this, to be fair. Other than sending vehicles over there to deal with the sand. But it shouldn't be a problem. We can forgo the rewards. My plan is, once we've done everything else on all the maps and DLC, what we'll probably end up doing is come back and completing all the infrastructure missions that we haven't done. Just to really 100% things, potentially. That's my thinking anyway. There's a few of the maps have extra pipes to fix and stuff that aren't included in the missions. So it may be a case we come back and do a few of those just to really be sure with 100% of everything. Although it doesn't count towards 100% a map, but it's still on there as infrastructure. Normally, that's all it normally is do a few pipes. Come on. We're trying to avoid the water. We probably could go through the water. I don't know how deep it is though. That's my only thing, I've been trying to avoid it. Didn't think this was as bumpy as it is though. Okay, let's traverse the swamp. As I say, this normally traverses most terrain pretty well. We've never really been stopped by anything. I say that as we probably go nose first into the water. So we just need to head straight. To be fair, that's where we're going. Try and stay on the bits where we can see land as much as possible, just so we don't sink the vehicle somewhere. Already went spent one token recall, and I don't want to do it again. So far so good though. This bit is a bit deeper water here. Maybe better off going to the left a little bit. Where we can see land, or bits of mud sticking up, you kind of know it's not as deep there. Okay, we're nearly there. And then there's still one final mission, which I'm guessing is the generator and pump, and will need moving. I think will be the final mission. And potentially taken to the dam, maybe. Thinking about it. Because that's what this is all about, is getting the dam back up and running properly. So yeah, maybe it's the dam that we're going to take it to, which is quite a journey. We'll figure it out in due course. Right, we want to go left here really. I'm just trying to find the best point of access. Shouldn't be deep, the trees are growing in it, we can see them. I think this is the one machine that can traverse just about everything and not have too many issues. The machine that probably weighs a lot as well because of the amount of cable it carries. Does pretty well. Right. There's a lot of water there, isn't it? Let's have a look. Okay, so we're in the zone we need to be in. We just need to pick our route now. Now, as I say, I want to leave the road, if we can, as much untouched as possible. We can run alongside. So from here, potentially, straight out along here, try and go through this gap in the trees, and then try and go this way. We've just got to watch out for them rocks there, but yeah, we can leave that track untouched. Potentially it can still be used for vehicles. So we want to be going... what's way's best here? Potentially that way. Just to make sure there's no rock in the way. We want to be aiming for there, don't we? So we can stay left hand side, the tree should be okay. Right, Let's get the cable going. I'm ignoring the fact it failed again for the minute. Right. Still penultimate mission. Don't get any deeper. We're kind of at a limit of how deep it is. No, we're okay. Laying electricity cable underwater is always a good thing, I'm sure. Properly insulated and covered, it's fine. Okay, we're going to be careful we don't want to go on the road track that's nearby. Okay, we want to head left through the gap in the trees here. We're heading up the other. I've gone too far. So this water here is where the road goes. I've gone kind of a bit too far. We need to swing a left here and head that way. Cable's got a junction it doesn't really need, but that'll be okay. We can go alongside the track here, although can we actually? Them rocks are a lot closer to the track than it looks on the map. We will damage the track, and then that makes traversing it in vehicles a lot harder. Come on, that tree's going to be a problem now. Yeah, we're getting caught on the tree, aren't we? Closed it on the tree. I didn't like it. That's fine. No. Right, can we drive faster? Yeah. Activate the game. There we go. Thought we'd end up pulling the tree over, but it wouldn't do it. Right. Hopefully, we're leaving the track fairly unscathed. I think we are. Right. Don't need to follow the track. Just need to split the trees there, really. And it should be all gravy. That is it. That is connected. Prepare the port for generator and pump arrival complete. The anxious wait is over. Delivery is finally here. I think this will be our final mission, to deliver these parts then. There's the barge pulling up to the port.
Okay, this is it. Are you ready? Rhetorical question, of course. I know you always are. All that's left to do is plot the routes to supply the
plot the routes.
The resources they need. Then bring the new pump and generators from the port to the dam.
Are we driving them ourselves, or are we just plotting routes? That's the big question here. I think it's just routes. No, we are driving as well. There's routes and driving here. Okay, 5 parts of the final mission to finish off Deluge. We've got around 40 minutes left. We've got to deliver objects to the dam. 3 objects need delivering, and they're at the port, which this crane here can load, so we don't need a crane there. Infrastructure route, we need to send concrete slab facility to the dam. We'll set up the routes first, I think. Dam's miles away though, it's the only downside here. That's a route and a half. Okay, that's not going to be the easiest route, I don't think. Mainly because it's got to get along here. Although we did send a route across here and it was fine. So actually we can do what we did there to get it round. And then follow it round here, across this bridge. We're there. Okay, so we'll plot this, we might as well get the routes off and running, and we'll do the rest as they're going, because if there's any issues we'll have to keep stopping to deal with them. So we're coming out of the concrete plant. we have got other routes that go in similar directions, so as long as we try and follow those to a degree, it should make our life a little bit easier. Right, I know the turning circle of these can be quite tricky, so let's just get round that corner. Why is that not liking it? Doesn't like you being exactly on the route you've already plotted, that's the thing. Right, yeah, there is a potential for this bit not to be fantastic where the sand is. Hoping it'll be fine. And then across this bridge. There is another route to plot after this one, and then we've got deliveries. We need to see how big these things are, and we can see what we need to take. We may be recalling some vehicles so they're closer, to be fair, just to speed ourselves up. It's about time we spent some on tokens, I suppose. I don't know why I'm so averse to spending them, to be fair. There's no real reason for it. I do it in any game, a mobile game stuff. If there's any, you earn in-game credits or anything, never spend them. Okay. What we'll do is we'll try and match the other route in terms of traversing this bit here. Obviously I can't go to the same points, but I can change them a little bit. Because we know that route works as it's been done by other vehicles. Depending, of course, on what vehicle they're driving, if it's the Wayfarer, it may not go as well as it has done previously. That's the only other issue. If it's not the Wayfarer, it'll be absolutely fine. This needs to go straight. We're not going up there. Don't think we've actually driven this route ourselves, to be fair, around here. So there is potential for anything to be a problem, because we might not be able to see it on the map until we're up close. But there is potential that there is an issue in this route, and we have to go and have a look at what it actually is. We're driving across the broken dam, and our end point is down there. Okay. No, we go round this way. Okay, that should be okay. As I say, we don't really know if that's going to have any issues. Hopefully not. And the second route for this mission is this one. So we're going from the production facility, which, okay, let's see where that is. So that's where the other route's having issues here. We've got to do that with another one. Is that going into the dam as well? That's the one that's not good. Okay. Oh, the other one's failed already. Haven't done anything yet. Where's it failed? I don't know what. Again, we don't know what's caused the issue. Oh, I think it may just be too close to this. I think it's getting caught on the front of that digger, potentially. Is it going to be fine now? Yeah. Yeah, I think it may have just been the swing and the front of that caught it out. The other one here, dispatch again. My concern is, though, maybe we do need to go and fix this, because we need to use it with another vehicle. Although, I potentially could send it this way. Hope the water isn't too deep and it can cross the water. Potentially. Yeah, I'm going to try and cross the water, I think, with this one. Where's the start point? There. Oh, no, not the start point isn't there. Start point's over here. Okay. So, yeah, I won't have to cross where that's having its issues, is my thinking. We'll cross a different place, just because we're going a different way anyway. Is it the vehicle that's blocking us? It is, yeah. Okay, slabs has broken down again. I've got a feeling that we didn't spot something there. Shall we go in here? Down to there. Onto the mud. Basically follow the pipe is my thinking. and then it joins the other routes, and it can join the other one going to the dam as well. I did think this may be troublesome. That's the problem with routes. Although I give the AI so much credit, today it's proven me wrong, admittedly. But you can't always tell what's in the way from just the map alone. It's better to be there and have a look yourself, but when you're plotting routes, it's not simple to do that unless you're going to take a vehicle all the way there to have a look at something. Okay, endpoint same place, so again we'll follow this down, see what's wrong with one in a second. It's probably stuck on something minor and I just didn't notice on the map. That's the thing, because some of their turns, you plot a turn and they'll do it completely differently to the way it's plotted. They'll take it so wide. Okay, that's off and running. What's wrong with this one now? I don't understand how it's failing there, to be fair. Right, we've got an opportunity though to quickly move this. I'm going to move it that way. And move that one that way as well. Come on. And then we've got to sort ourselves out what we need. We've got 3 deliveries to do. I can't use the Wayfarer because it's horrendous. That would be the best choice in the Wayfarer because you can carry more stuff in one go. It's such a bad vehicle. To the point on previous maps, we've actually towed it while it's carrying stuff because it's that bad. Right, I think they're all fine now. Let's see if they can carry on while we crack on ourselves. So, let's quickly jump in the crane that's over at the port, mainly because I want to see what the actual stuff we're picking up size is. So this is the crane at the port. That's the one up. Okay, concrete slabs is good. There's 3, they're quite big actually, to be fair. Bigger than I was hoping for. By the looks of things. There's the first thing to pick up there, okay. The Wayfarer would be the best vehicle, but I just don't know if we'd make it. Right, what's wrong with that now? Are we still trying to get out of there? Where did that break down? Why is it struggling so much? I don't understand why it's struggling so much there. I can't let me spectate either. Oh, okay, there's a bit of mud on the floor. Sunk in. Okay, I can understand it to a degree. Let's move this over. If we had a new point in there, just move this point. I was trying to avoid the digger, wasn't I? I think that's why we did it there. Let's try that. Sometimes they just need a bit of a run up, and when it breaks down, they start too close, so you can't then get the run up needed. It does look a bit worn down though, doesn't it? I wonder if we should use the Wayfarer, give it a chance to prove itself. They are getting stuck here. So one good, the one behind pushing it, but eventually the other one can't go anywhere. Why is that having such a problem? It's not even that muddy, to be honest. We've had it a lot worse before. I don't get... That's a completely different issue, that one there. That's broke down again, hasn't it? Okay. There is a route this way to come out. We could come out this way instead. Change that whole thing so it goes along here. It is muddy, but I think that may be the best bet. Just because there's so many issues. I need to... If I delete that point there, and that one, let's bring that across to here. And then we bring this one across as well to go through the gate. Bring that one across. Lines up fine. They're having trouble with the mud there. I think it's the vehicles they're using. So they're using, it looks like cement mixers, which obviously are going to be extremely heavy. I think that's some of the problem. But again, that is muddy down there as well. So whether they can keep going through it or not is the question. We have got a dumper nearby if we really need to. I'm hoping doing this means we won't have to redo anything. It's just if they can navigate that bit. This one. And then move this one that way. Hopefully that'll be better for them. I can't even get going with our stuff while these are having issues, to be fair. That's the problem. I'm just going to hit the middle there, isn't it? Yeah. There you go. Broken already. Mainly because when they first come out here, it turned too quickly and it hits that. Let's try that again. The other route's failed as well. Let's have a look at that in a second. I don't know if it's me and the routes I've made that are the problem or what, but it's something's not working. Right, that's up and running. The other one, okay, it's crossing the water is the problem. We did wonder if it would be, to be honest. We weren't sure how the water was going to be. So there was always a chance that would fail that. Let's have a look how this does. Again, it's all dependent on the vehicle they're using as well. May have to go to here. It looks shallower here. Maybe they're drowning their vehicle. It's still moving. Slowly, but it's doing it. The other one's... How has the other one fouled already? It's hit the edge. I think that's what's happened there. Yeah, the problem is when they turn too sharply sometimes, or too wide even sometimes. There we go. That was okay. How's that going? Did that make it across the water now? It did by the looks of things. They've made it over the water. Fantastic. Right, there could still be more issues though. We haven't still out of our own stuff yet. So we're just having a look to see what the size of this stuff was. And it's fairly big. My thinking is the Wayfarer would be perfect for all three. But the drive with the Wayfarer would not be fun. Because we know how bad the Wayfarer is. We've got to get to there essentially with everything. There's a route there. Failed again. Oh, that's the other one though. Concrete slab one. That's different. Now that's the other one. This is turning into a bit of a nightmare, this final mission, isn't it? Which one's failed first? This one. That's a damn one. That's more important. Where did it fail? Is the question. Failed even coming out. What is going on there? Don't tell me it's getting stuck there now. Are they that heavy they just can't get anywhere with mud? It does seem that way. I don't understand what is going on. They must be just that heavy that they can't go anywhere that isn't solid ground, but that's impossible. Okay. So we need to keep them on more solid ground where possible by the looks of things. Because they're not happy. They must be, they're full of concrete. I'm guessing the weight's the problem. What I'll do then is try and put them on this edge over here. It should be a bit better in terms of, it should be a harder surface. They're going to have an issue the minute they get to this mud though. That's my concern. I could send them out this way instead. If they could get up here, we could avoid the mud. I just don't know if the weight will be too much to get up here. Let's try that though, because I don't think they're going to traverse that mud. How they're doing there is kind of telling me the mud's going to be a problem anywhere we put them. And I think it's down to the weight of the vehicles. But yeah, I thought by now we'd be off on running our own routes, but obviously not. Is that any better? We may have to wait to do our own ones once these have done theirs. They've only got to make it once. And that's all we need. That's going to fail the game because of where it started. Because it started so close, it doesn't give itself the turning circle. If we press that, we can now do it again. It'll start back here. That's also the issue when you restart a route and it's not starting from the beginning of the route. Sometimes it starts too close and it just doesn't make the turns and stuff. We've got half an hour left, or 25 minutes, to try and get this done. I think our route will be fine, although I'm considering Wayfarer. Could be a mistake. But it means doing it in one journey, not three. Yeah. One, not three. That's the difference. That's the other route that we've been having issues with all morning. I keep sending it out and hope it sorts itself out. Okay, how are they doing? They're stuck again. We did send them up there to go on a harder surface. I did wonder whether they'd have an issue, didn't they? They obviously have an issue there. Just trying to keep them on a harder surface since they seem to have all these issues with surfaces. I don't think they'd make it through there at all. But then this looks harder, and then once you get into it, it just bogs down. Oh, no, there's tree stumps. See, we can't see the tree stumps on the map. So I think that's the issue it had, was the tree stumps. Although it is bogging down as well. Yeah, we couldn't see that tree stump on the map. Aside from being there ourselves to push the vehicles, I don't know what else we can do here. And we could sand the whole thing, I suppose. That's our only other option, is to sand the whole route. And that might be our only choice. I'm just hoping this is the only place they've issued. Okay, we have got our equipment here. So rather than do what we need to be doing, let's go and sand the route for them. I think it must be the weight is causing the issue. Can't see another reason for so many problems. So what we'll do, we'll sand the whole run here. Or do we? Hang on. They were having issues here, weren't they? Do we just sand this bit? Rather than all this? Because this was the problem we're having up here. Although nothing else is a problem there. I think we sand up there. Nothing else had an issue up there until we tried to send these concrete mixers out. So let's sand that. It's a smaller surface to sand. Hopefully that will solve their problem. To be fair, this dumper truck is heavy, so we should be able to see where they dig in as well, if that makes sense. Because we should have the same issues. Because of the weight, surely. Right, let's just open up a little bit. Too quick. So yeah, what we'll do, we'll send them back this way once we smooth this out. And they can go along the sand. And hopefully that's enough. It's turning to be a bit of a nightmare, this. I suppose the last main mission of the map can't be simple, can it? It's not. I suppose it's not designed to be just take this from A to B, job done. That's the thing. We knew the whole point was the dam was the end point. I just didn't think there'd be so many convoys. Because if it was doing it ourselves, it wouldn't be as big a deal. But it's the fact there's convoys that we have less control over. So obviously that has its own problems. Right, let's flatten this sand. I'm just hoping that's enough. And this will mean there's less to actually do by going this route. Then when they're putting sand down in place, it does create a bit of a lip when they first enter it. unless you go over it and over it and over it, can have its own issues. And the rain coming down doesn't help, admittedly. Yeah, that's where they were getting stuck previously. Maybe it was too far to one side to avoid that digger, and that was potentially causing that problem. I'm going to be a little bit annoyed, only a little bit, if we don't finish it today because of these convoys. But I'm starting to think we may not finish Deluge today. That one that's failed isn't the last mission failure, that's the other one I've had some issues with all morning. Oh, it's done! One route complete. So the other one we sent off has completed its route. Only had one issue and that was the water, to be fair. But that is done. So this is the other convoy we need to complete. And then it's just down to us. Right, I think that should be okay. This one here, this whole thing has been a nightmare with this one. Admittedly, I'm not really fixing it, I'll just keep sending it off. Right, we need to move this back across the other way now because we've sanded the other way. Because it's been a pain. So, hopefully, we know other convoys have used this route. So it shouldn't be a problem, but it still is having problems we didn't have previously. Which is surprising, but then again, we do have wear and tear on the route, don't we? So that could be half the issue, is the route's just so degraded from being used by other convoys. That's causing the issue. Right, we are going to really put a separate point in there because it's going to need a bit of a turn. And then this one, that's not even the sand, the bit we sanded this bit. I don't think I had an issue here. But yeah, I think it is potentially the weight is a problem, hence the failures, because they're cement mixers, they are extremely heavy. That could be what's causing the issue with the roads and stuff. And we've had so many convoys now in such heavy rain that the routes are getting degraded, admittedly. The only way to solve that is to put asphalt down, which I'm avoiding doing just because of the time it takes more than anything else, when it shouldn't be needed, but we may not have a choice in some areas if we're not careful here. In fact, the other route's complete, at least that's something. Right, let's send this off. Fingers crossed it makes it through this first bit at least, because we've not even got out of the facility where it's starting. That's the worst part. It's not even got going. I wasn't going to spectate because I wanted to crack on with our stuff, but since I'm having issues, let's spectate this ourselves. Well, just for a minute, I'm not going to go all the way, but I want to see if we've got any more issues here. I think these may have an issue at the swamp as well, because you're meant to be cutting across the swamp. They potentially could have an issue there because of the weight. I'd really mess us up again. Right, we put sand down because they were moaning about getting stuck, and it's getting stuck again. Thing is, pushing it's fine, but the second one has got nothing to push it. How is it? Don't tell me I've got to put asphalt down just because they're having problems. I might have to, you know. They just don't seem to be able to traverse anything. I may have to asphalt all that sand. I don't think I've got much choice. Yeah, you can see the grip is the tires are spinning. And they're just not seeming to get the grip. I think I've got to asphalt it all. I don't see another way around that. That's quite a length of sand, and if they can't grip any of it, I don't think we've got a choice. Luckily, to asphalt it, we haven't got to move stuff very far. We've just got to drive it from here. But still. Okay, I don't think we've got a choice, so let's asphalt it. I think it makes the most sense. We could be here forever otherwise. We'll recall our Arling Roadworks 120 special. I think we've got two of these. That's a 2232, and that is a 3243, so that's the better one. Let's call that in, deploy that. We'll drive it there as it is just round the corner. And what we'll do, we'll asphalt all that sand that's there, and hopefully that helps. So by the looks of it, they just can't seem to go anywhere that is remotely soft, and all I can think is the weight. The other route is done. It's made it at least once. Which one's that? Production facility. It's found there again. Not fussed about that one. That's the one we're doing now. But yeah, maybe we need to go and asphalt where the other one is at some point. But again, it's not related to the main mission at the minute. It's not related to finishing this 100%. Why haven't I tracked the mission as well? Should be tracking that. So I'm not too worried. We can always come back and deal with that. It's more just finishing off the map if we can. But with 15 minutes or so left, it may be finish it off first thing tomorrow morning at this rate. We've had too many issues with convoys today that's caused us to slow down really more than anything else. And we haven't had, on this whole map, we've not had many issues with convoys previously. Most of them have been absolutely fine. You know, you get the odd issue because you couldn't see on, when you, looking down plotting the route, you couldn't see a tree stump, or you couldn't foresee them turning too sharply or too wide. Other than that, we generally don't have many issues. So this is unexpected and annoying. This drives really slowly. I can't go any quicker. There's no point loading it onto the big transporter though, as it is just around the corner. I do have a bad habit of just leaving it, equipment everywhere as well. Well, it's not in anyone's way. My way, I should say. It's not, there's no one else, it's me. Right, across the bridge. I'm even going to sand this first bit where we know there's been no issues, since I can't seem to grip sand. Little minor. Trying to move it slightly to one side, but it's not listening to me. And this is the better one, the more stable one. And then we'll have to drive a roller over it as well. I can't see another way. This is our only real option, I think. But yeah, it's surprising they can't grip compared to other vehicles. It has caught me a little bit by surprise, to be fair. Right, let's activate. We didn't need to do this bit because they haven't got here yet to get stuck, to be fair. But just in case they were going to get stuck here, I'm going to do it now. Save us coming back and doing it. We do need to reverse do that bit. It's quite bumpy, isn't it, here? Strangely. So we've not had an issue with any other vehicle, but these vehicles seem to be having issues that no other vehicle has, so. We could think that maybe we should have done this in the first place, but actually most vehicles can traverse most bits on just sand. A lot of the time there isn't a need to build a proper road for a lot of the vehicles. Right, we just need to make sure that route follows that tarmac. Or that asphalt, I should say. Asphalt is the American term, isn't it? Rather than, we call it tarmac here in the UK. I've lost another light. What's going on today? We're losing lights left, right and centre. We're not. We've lost two. Have we annoyed someone? No, it hasn't turned into a dislike. Right, this is the other bit of sand we want to do. Again, I don't see how they weren't gripping onto this. It is surprising, but it is what it is. And normally I'd do a double line. I'd go back across it all. But I think as long as we follow the tarmac line with our route, I don't need to do it twice. Is my thinking. Okay, tarmac done. We now just need to roll it. Our roller is already out, but it's probably too far away. Yeah, it's all the way down there. I'm not. We'll drive it from here. Part of me thinks I should have made a bridge across here, to be fair. I could just drive. Do you know what? I could just drive the rusty version. No, it's actually it's rubbish compared to the main one, isn't it? Deploy. Okay. This is slightly quicker than the asphalt layer, to be fair, so we'll get there pretty quick there, hopefully. Yeah, I think before we go and do our job, I think we hold off and just make sure this convoy makes it, because we could have more issues yet. And then it may turn into tomorrow morning we do our route once the convoys are done, potentially. I'm still having an eye about the Wayfarer. I know it's the worst vehicle, I know it gets stuck a lot, but it can carry all 3 of those containers in one go. So I mean, it would save us coming back and potentially doing 2 or 3 routes. We could do it in one. But I know how bad the Wayfarer is. Potentially we could use a route that's pretty solid, if there is one. It's whether we do it in one or do it in several times. I think one is probably better. I think we need to unload there as well, so we may have to get a crane there to the dam as well, which we'll have to look at, because I think we need to unload there. Loading the vehicle is fine because we've got the crane at the port itself we can use, so that's not an issue. But yeah, the unloading will need a crane. To be fair, I think I'm going to use Wayfarer. I might change my mind if we don't get it done today and we have to do it tomorrow. But I think in my head, I think Wayfarer is the best bet because it's one route. And if we get stuck, what we'll do is grab our bigger scout vehicle and tow it. Even if we tow it all the way to the dam, as we have done previously with the Wayfarer, at least then we know it gets there. Maybe a best option. Right, let's roll this asphalt. Hopefully then this is problem solved for the concrete mixers. Doesn't mean it's fully solved, but it's the first bit. Still think we're going to have issues at the swamp, but we'll see. Right, we're going to turn it on. May need to do this twice, to be fair. And we actually laid it quite wide by the looks of things, even though we only laid it once. It does look like it's quite wide, to be fair. I thought the roller was the same width as the asphalt layer, but maybe it's not, because it does look like it's wider than the actual roller, strangely. I don't know why I turned it off. We didn't need to turn it off, though. Doesn't change the speed turning this off. Previously we didn't have to turn it on or off. Now we do. Okay. Do a bit more. So when we plot this route, we move the route a little bit to make sure over the time. We've just got to make sure we are fully over it, so there's no chance of it coming off and having issues. I didn't think this would be that bad, to be fair. When it came up and said two convoys and ourselves to deliver, I didn't think it would be anywhere near this bad. And the first convoy wasn't a problem. The water bit we kind of foresaw potentially could be, and it was. But the second time round they were fine. Did not foresee this being a problem here. Getting out of the facility at least, thought would be simple. Okay, roll the second bit. Set them off again, and we'll have to spectate, I think, just to make sure there's no other issues. As I say, getting around the swamp, I think, essentially is a problem. And again, we may need to lay a road. I think we may not have a choice there. What we'll do, if we have to, we'll use the scalper though to increase the size of the quarry. We haven't used a scalper yet. We'll send one up and do that. But yeah, I think we may have to make a road for them where the swamp is. They're having issues just getting out of the facility there. They're going to be finding it really tricky going around that swamp. Right, back to this then. Second route. Let's sort this out. From here. So we just want to make sure this route is properly on the tarmac. The problem is you can barely see the tarmac. That's the problem at times. We can see it here actually. Take that back. That's the red one we want to do. So this one here. Oh no, I'm on the wrong one. That one. So I had to select it first. Right, so originally had an issue here. Move that slightly there. Try and be in the middle of the tarmac where possible. Avoid them falling off. Bring that back a little bit. Middle. Hopefully there's no issues between tarmacs. We didn't connect the tarmacs. I didn't think we needed to, but with these you never know. Although they're going downhill, that might be a bit easier to be fair. Right, tarmac there. That's fine. That's okay. Bring that round. That's tarmac as well. That should be fine. An extra point in here to come off the tarmac there. I just hope they don't have an issue to the bridge. Right. Will this make it now, or will we have more issues? I'm going to click this one so it starts further back, admittedly. Right, let's go. We are going to spectate because we need to see what's going on with this. I'm going to put it in where we can control camera though, rather than automatic. Right, let's see what happens. I'm concerned about the swamp though. That's my concern now. Right, they couldn't grip on sand. Can they grip on asphalt? Oh, that's a bit too far to left, that bit of the route. Okay, I see the issue straight away. It's too far to the left. It's the way they approached it there, I think, is the problem. It's this one here. They are still going. But yeah, it's like... No, they've stopped. I thought it was okay there, to be fair, but no, it's slightly too far to the left. Let's bring that across this way. That should be better. Shall we go again? Do I spectate now? Yeah. Right, they're on asphalt. Grip does seem to be better. I'm not making a road all the way to the dam though. That would be incredible, but not going to happen. Okay, we should hit the next bit of asphalt here. Yay, we're out of the facility. We've made it out of the facility. That's the main start. We weren't even getting them out of that to start with, so that's a job well done there. Okay. A bit too tight to the left-hand side there. Right, please don't tell me you've got an issue here. It's bogging down. It is bogging down again. I don't understand why there's so many issues. The other truck will give it a push. Maybe we're too far to the left potentially. But even so, that shouldn't be a problem. Ah, oh, really? This is probably going to be the worst mission in the whole thing by the looks of things. Right, let's try that again. Can it make it now? Give me a viewpoint. Let me see it. It might not have enough speed. It should have started maybe further back. Are you telling me I need to concrete? I need to asphalt that as well by the looks of things. This is incredible. I didn't think we need to do this much. Thanks for the like, much appreciated. I shouldn't be having this many issues. I've never had a route have this many issues. As I say, I don't see the problem. Kathy, good morning, how are you? We are just about out of time for today as well, which is really annoying. I honestly thought this would be done today. But it's just, they're having so many issues. And it is all down to, I think, the weight of the weight of them, potentially. Let's cancel that again. I just want to start further back. Let's try that again. Good, good. Glad you're good. We're having a nightmare with this final mission on Deluge. The convoy, just the concrete mixers don't seem to be able to grip the road unless it's asphalt, which is a potential problem. Right, they are going now. Is it going to bog down again? Okay, can we slightly further to the right there, admittedly? Yeah, it's getting stuck because it's too far to the left. I can understand that one. This bit, though, they've churned it up now, but it wasn't anywhere near this bad a minute ago. And we're out of time as well. Okay. We are going to have to do more road, potentially all the way to the bridge. I don't know how they're going to get across the swamp, I really don't. Admittedly, I could drive behind them and push them all the way, but I don't have to. I think our best bet then, tomorrow, we are out of time today, so unfortunately we're going to have to stop. But tomorrow morning, first thing, we will asphalt the rest of this all the way to the bridge. And then, fingers crossed, we have no more issues after that. So going through this facility should be fine, it's all solid. Coming out of the facility and then going across here is a problem. Potentially cutting across the swamp is going to be a problem. And then this track here is going to be another problem. And all the way to the dam itself. Then it should be okay. Potentially another problem here. We may end up building a whole road just to get them there. Although if that's the case, if we end up having so many problems, we could just bridge it to here, road up here, they're there. Rather than send them all the way. That might be a plan, to be fair. Now we can do concrete with so much in storage. We wouldn't have to move it very far either. Because we could pick it up out of storage here and bring it straight to our bridge. That's not a bad shout, I don't think. We'd have to check whether these will be in the way. Actually, they may be stopping us doing it. If they're not underground, which they're not, that will stop us doing it, I think. Although there is potential here instead for a bridge. So what may happen tomorrow, instead of sending them around that way, I'll probably first thing tomorrow, we will asphalt this bit down here so they can traverse this, since they're useless. Then we'll send them off the way. The first time they get stuck on the route, we'll come back and just make a bridge here with concrete slabs, asphalt up here and across there, and hopefully job done. That's the only way round that I can see. Because I think we may even just do that first thing tomorrow. Asphalt this bit, bridge that bit. Ignore sending them round. Because it will save us a lot of time and effort, I think. That might be a plan. The only issue we may have is getting them to turn here, to come down here. Potentially that could be problematic. Because their turning circle is rubbish. But we shall see. I think that is all we can do is wait and see. We'll give them a go, see what happens. I really thought we'd get Deluge done today, but annoyingly, there is one mission, and we've done one part of it. And we still need to deliver our 3 parts of the dam as well, from the port. So ours, that need delivering, as well. Where's the port? Fisherman's Isle. It's because I've got it maps round the wrong way. Port's here. So we still need to get our stuff from here all the way to the dam, which potentially means there is a route here, but it's through water, which again has its own problems. Is that the only? I think that's the only route, isn't it? That's direct. Otherwise, we're going to come back this way, all the way this way through here, back to our facility here, and then use our own bridge. Come through down here. Maybe use our bridge as well. Save us a massive journey, and the Wayfarer may survive that, which means we can do it in one go. That might be the plan. I'll think overnight about it, and we'll know what we're doing tomorrow. But hopefully tomorrow, we can finish Deluge. We're so close, but concrete mixers have decided to make our life difficult. Right. Unfortunately, like I say, we're out of time today. Kathy, I'm glad you're good. Yeah, I can't really extend too much. I need to get more painkillers. As I say, my foot is currently twice the size it should be, but that's normal for the condition, to be fair. It's just not fun. We are 97% done on Deluge, so we should officially start the final map tomorrow. There's actually only one infrastructure request still to do, and that potentially could be the final convoy because it's on the infrastructure menu. So actually, that might 100% that as well, which we haven't worried about infrastructure missions because although they can be part of the main missions, they don't count towards 100%. But yeah, that might be the last convoy, and we'll finish that one off as well. But anyway, main mission, we have one mission, but it's a doozy of a mission with the AI causing us massive issues. I wish I hadn't praised them so much, to be fair, because it's down to them we're having problems. So the plan is tomorrow, we start at 97% tomorrow morning, and we finish Deluge finally, and then we move on to Sojourn, and then Colonel when we get to that, and then DLC, and then we see what happens after that. A massive thank you guys for today. Yeah, hopefully I've not moaned too much about the convoys. I hope it hasn't come across that way. It's just frustrating, just annoying. But that is us. A massive thank you for today. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. Far Cry New Dawn continues this evening. If you haven't checked out Tuesday's episode, go back and have a look at that. But that's part of our franchise run of Far Cry. We're currently on Far Cry New Dawn. We've got Far Cry 6 after that, and then we'll decide what's next after that. But yeah, that continues this evening, 6 p.m. GMT, or whatever your time zone is in relation to GMT. Also, if you're into Assassin's Creed Shadows, an update goes live today, 3 p.m. GMT. There's an update for the game, and the DLC Claws of Awaji, for those that pre-ordered, will have it for free. That releases on Tuesday next week. We're hoping to stream it live on release, as long as it releases in the morning or overnight. If it releases in the afternoon, we may have to wait till Wednesday, but we'll see how we go. Now, thank you to you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you, hopefully, fingers crossed, to finish in Deluge tomorrow morning. But until then, enjoy your day, and we'll see you in a live stream very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. You too, Kathy. You too.